Ooh, Fox News. I mean,
We are live. Yep, we're
Trump's
live.
been unbanned, everyone.
Yes, Trump has been unbanned, and so's Kanye and various other people, and the left are losing their shit on Twitter. In other more important news, we're back playing D&D tonight. And we have Coat and Uzalu joining us again after taking a week off last week for various things. And anybody that watched last week's episode, or for those of us that have taken part, and those of us that haven't, a quick recap is in order. Essentially, after the fight at the insane asylum, I retconned in that Coat needed to repair and heal, and Uzalu, being the kind party member, basically took him off to a medic's tent in the village, and they were healing for the last episode, just to have a reason why they weren't there in game. So you are now out of your medic tent and are back up to full health, and in doing so, you have also leveled up like everybody else did.
oh,
Exactly.
They've been kindling an intense bromance.
Yes.
okay.
Meanwhile, the rest of the party, having gotten to the village and had popped into the pub to try and rent some rooms at the inn, and managed to start a fight with amongst themselves for no particular discernible reason that I could tell. Blew all of the plot line and storyline that I had built into the characters in the inn, got themselves kicked out, and were then forced to set up basically pitch a tent in the dirt in this tiny little fortified hamlet, and had to define and work out what the hell was going off from some sporadic conversations with some hastily made up characters that I put together. Long story short, this village is not a very happy village. Everyone that is there has had their kids kidnapped or stolen or disappeared. It is a miserable place. No one is happy, and an awful lot of people have hung themselves and are buried behind the inn in trying to investigate what had happened and why this had happened, and maybe, see if we could get a reward off someone there, like a horse or two, or perhaps even a horse and cart. The party, consisting of Archie, Cecilia, and Atia, went off to try and work out what was going off, and encountered a little girl playing with a bunch of teddy bears in the woods, having a bit of a teddy bears picnic, if you will. And on seeing this charming young child, decided to immediately attack them, and aggroed what turned out to be a very, very, very powerful lich and her army of monstrous bears that proceeded to scare the shit out of the party so much that they all basically, Di threw her sword away and ran, and the rest of them just basically immediately put on the brown trousers.
I didn't throw my sword away.
You did. You basically rolled a 1,
then
rolled another 1 after that.
It was kicked out of my hand. That is not throwing it away.
You swung it and let go at the apex, and it flew onto the floor. It was
whatever.
You have no sword. You are no swords, or die one sword. Die of the small sword. At this point in time,
Atia is her name, actually.
Atia of the short sword. Atia sword loser.
Short sword.
Yeah, yes. And yeah, basically everyone shot themselves because they realised that they couldn't hurt any of these monsters, and that perhaps when faced with something that they don't understand, perhaps they just shouldn't just immediately attack it, and should actually try talking to things instead.
It wasn't immediate. We did try.
You didn't. You didn't.
We did.
She said,
there is video evidence of this.
Yes, and she said, come and play with me, and tried to sort of pull you and becken you into
a fucking demon circle with bears.
A circle with
little. Who would go into that?
Anyone that was
and the corpse.
Been afraid of bears this whole time.
There's also a corpse of a dead child over there. Let's not forget that.
So no investigation, just immediately attacked and found out that perhaps that was not a good idea, and that they should have at least talked to the child and worked out what they wanted, which was pretty much they wanted you to bring them more children. And they may have rewarded you with you were in that was a very take the evil route kind of option. It was I don't know if you played The Witcher 3. It was very much modelled around the three witches in the woods in the first section of Valen. Kind of scenario.
Okay.
It was, here is something ridiculously evil that you do not stand a chance at beating, but would offer you some missions and perhaps some rewards if you would do something remarkably evil and all get a bit tainted in the process.
Whoa, it's like working as a mercenary for England.
Yeah, absolutely.
God damn it.
It's like working as a mercenary, actually. For France, from England, for Italy, for America, for you name it, all of it is a big fat shit sandwich. Anyway, so yeah, they took the option of let's try and get ourselves killed, and got chased back out of the forest, and Di has lost her nice longsword in the process.
Kiki almost got disintegrated as well.
I feel like this narrator might be slightly judgmental.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Oh,
Mhm.
definitely. You can't trust a thing he says.
Well, you can trust
no,
everything I said,
we-
but judgmental, definitely.
We're just
You can
stuck with
trust
Randy
as
Random
much-
as our narrator.
You can trust as much of what he says as you like. Just be aware that not all of it is going to be true.
I am a perfect.
So, do we want to tell the townsfolk that we found there's an incredibly powerful demon stealing their kids?
you can,
No, we want to steal their horses and leave.
We could do both.
well,
Why?
Well, we said we'd investigate and find what the issue is. We didn't say we'd solve it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what are they going to do? They're going to go, oh, that's nice. We're going to reward you for just finding out this thing and not doing
They
anything
better.
about it. No.
Well, at least them knowing that their children is dead might make them not want to stay
gives them
around because
closure.
they're assuming that they can find them. Yeah.
You only saw one child, and the lich,
True,
if you remember
true.
rightly, said they all the other children went away. Maybe they just ran.
Aha.
I think we can put two and two together.
Yes,
Trig,
kids
when
who run
'cause
away
She
definitely
said
don't-
they went either up or down.
Yeah,
I asked a few times where the kids were. It was just I got the feeling that they were not around.
Uh-huh.
She's
You
got
know.
a feeling.
Yeah.
Well, it's up to you guys. I mean, I don't think it would hurt to tell them that we found out there's an absurdly
Listen, if
powerful
somebody comes up
demonic
and asks
entity
me,
out
I'll
there.
tell them. I'm not.
I mean,
I'm not-
I'm on camp. Just steal the horses and go. Like,
Well, consider it a distraction.
we do want Skull in the campaign.
There are 3 horses available, as you have rightly noted.
3 horses and 1 caravan thing. You think that'd be?
Okay, that's interesting. Interesting idea. You're gonna
that
oust
is all the horses in the town, right?
You're gonna
Great.
oust people out of their makeshift homes.
Yeah, there's only 3 horses in the town. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
in
right.
total.
Yeah.
Okay. That means if we steal 3 horses in a caravan, they're not going to be able to keep pace with us.
Yeah.
Is
I'll
this
toss them some coin.
cart here unguarded?
I mean, it's one of the largest things in the entire village, and there are people milling around. This is first thing in the morning. You're not seeing anybody at this point in time. It is just getting light, but fairly soon there will be the general village folk making their way around.
In that
Kiki, do
case,
you want to do this in daylight?
I want to do this while looking like I'm doing something that I'm supposed to be doing, while there aren't too many people around. So I'm going to start moving these horses over.
Okay, roll me an animal handling, please.
Let's see if I can do that. I don't know what I rolled.
You rolled a 13.
That's not awful.
It is not
We're just
brilliant, but it
walking
is...
them across.
Yep. I will let you move 1 horse at a time at that point.
Hey, if she gets caught doing this, do we just deny knowing her?
What do you mean? How are we going to deny? They know she's with us.
Yeah.
I'll I'll move
Could
them
just
across
kill
and
her.
start bridling them up.
And she's like, Cecilia, how could you?
Kill.
I thought you were better than that.
Honestly, after the creature we saw, if they ask, it's like, we're getting the fuck out of here, man.
I'll make sure this cart's turned towards the door first.
That cart there that's absolutely fucking laden with grain and supplies.
Oh,
You can just
Do
remove
we
them.
have supplies for the road?
You have what is on your back at this point in time.
in that case, I'll beckon Atia over to come and use her massive strength to turn this cart around.
There's also a two-horse cart, as you can tell.
Could it be piloted by two hellhounds instead?
I'm not changing into a hellhound again, guys.
So yeah, I'll bring over the second horse.
Why don't you just throw the
Hang
coat
on.
away at this point and die?
Can't Feather and Dot just summon horses?
But you can't.
I can't. No.
No,
Wait, what CR are they?
Can't even give it to someone.
no,
Well,
you
surely
can't.
a horse has got a lower CR than a bear, right?
What
I need
CR
a
is a horse?
Riding horse, roll 20 compendium. Challenge rating 1/4.
Then yes.
We don't need to steal horses then.
I can
yes,
just
you-
conjure us horses.
Oh,
it's fine.
okay.
I
Well,
want these horses.
no.
I've already moved 2 of
No.
them.
Sorry,
So
I
we're
only
just
just
gonna
thought of that now.
Oh,
So we're just gonna steal horses because we can?
Yeah.
You're going to steal horses from a village that only has 3 horses, and everybody there has had their children murdered. You're just
So
going to add more misery to
listen.
that
Now
place.
that I know Feather and Dot can just summon as horses, I'm content.
I mean,
We're getting
has
out
he
of here.
told Atia this?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got 2 of them tethered and one to ride alongside. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we've just had this conversation while you've been doing that. Realised we have all the horses we could ever need.
Well, I just woke up from my coma
'cause
because
they-
last
yeah,
thing
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember we were cleansing a weird place of
Oh, that's
a weird asylum.
That's a good point, actually. Maximus and Chief Feather and Dot should give me a perception roll, and
Okay.
and then a wisdom saving throw potentially. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Do a wisdom saving throw for me on both of you as well,
Oh great.
against an intimidation from Archie.
Oh. Wait, what? He's intimidating us.
Do you want me
Not-
to roll
Yeah.
intimidation?
No, they
Yes,
don't
I do.
know. Shit.
Yeah,
We forgot to mention
Yeah, give me a
this.
sec.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Right. Okay. Now that's not an intentional intimidation. That is just the fact that both Chief and Maximus have recognised that Archie seems to be wearing a hockey mask that looks an awful lot like the hockey mask that was being worn by the rather worrisome guy you were fighting last.
So does my super perception make me realize that this isn't a problem?
You do find yourself
It is very much a problem.
somewhat intimidated by the fact that, but yeah, you find him a little scary, to say the least. I have to say.
Bad juju.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does he
tried to
notice
stop
that
the mask,
I no
but-
longer appear to him as a metal man?
Okay, I'm going to say this again. I tried to put this across twice last week at least. The only reason you don't appear as a metal man is because your face is covered by a mask. Yeah, it is not that
We still perceive you as a metal man.
you're not magically transformed into a human. You are just got a face covering. You're still made of
It's
metal.
like it's a good charm spell almost in the way it is.
No,
Where
it's not. It's a mask. It's a covering of the metal skin. Yeah. So
He has his
yes,
face
Right.
covered.
Yeah.
Cool.
that's all it is.
Right.
The only thing that's changed on that front is that Archie needs to sleep to do a long rest now, whilst he's wearing the mask.
So he's gotten weaker.
He's he's gotten stronger physically, but he now has to sleep.
Ah.
There's pros and cons to him having been
Yes,
possessed by the mask.
Because strength stat is my dump stat.
Yeah. Yeah, he's metal Colossus man is now actually a robot and has robot strength.
So, Coach, are you gonna summon us some horses?
Well, if I'm being asked to summon horses, then sure.
At the very least, we should summon them in place of the ones that Kiki's stealing, so they won't notice they're gone.
For an hour. Well, for an hour, yeah.
That will. You know what? That'll do.
That is the
Oh, it's
concern.
perfect,
The
yeah. An hour will do.
summoned horses only last an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we
Well,
can
I
leave
mean-
his ones here and take the ones that won't disappear in an hour.
Sure, if you can make them look like the ones we're taking.
Shouldn't be a problem.
It doesn't matter what they look like. Their horses are there.
Yeah, I mean, how different can two horses be? Horses are horses.
I don't know. I mean, one could be red, one could be purple. I mean,
We did see a red
Ostrich friend
horse last
Klaus.
We've seen no purple horses. Purple horses.
You go-
Ridiculous colour for a horse.
You go a little further south, and all of a sudden things are much
Purple
nicer.
orcs are invisible.
Yeah, indeed.
Never seen one.
Well, okay. If we've got a cart and no one's going to stop us from riding off with said cart using our own horses, of course, I guess we leave unless anyone wants to do anything.
No, I think we should leave this place.
Yeah, I'm good to ride off with the cart that I've just tied up some horses to.
Okay, I want you to make me a couple of rolls on this one because we need to know whether or not you can get away with taking the cart.
Deception?
Deception would be a good one. I'm gonna ask you to beat a passive of 15 for the village.
Well, there it is.
You have beaten the passive of 15 for the village. Everyone's still sleeping, clearly. And you have managed to quietly get the horses onto the cart. You're taking the village supplies as well.
Yeah,
We don't
I'm
have to
not
take all
unloading
of
the
them.
cart. We're not unloading the cart. That'll take forever.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. These poor people.
So,
man.
Di,
Sorry,
have you
so-
noticed Kiki might be playing an evil
Do
character?
we have some kind of vendetta against this place?
No,
Yeah, they kicked us out
Yeah,
of the car.
yeah.
they kicked them out of the pub because they started fighting in the pub amongst themselves.
Well,
And
no,
the barman
Ed
just went-
punched me after he put on his fucking Jason mask.
No, you poured my bottle of whiskey on the floor.
Yeah, after you started acting weird, and then you were just like, "Oh, the mask made me do it," and then it's like Trig never said
I
the
never
mask
said
made
the
you do
mask,
it.
mate. No, I never said that.
Okay.
This is exactly what they did last
Archie
week.
punched
is-
you because
Ah.
he poured his bottle of whiskey on the floor. That's
Okay.
simple.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Started bickering like this, which is why the landlord kicked them out, and I think that's
Right.
the right reaction.
I'm
So
I'm
yes.
gonna start making moves.
Oh,
towards
if
the gate.
if this town's our enemy, I mean, I could just start setting fires if you'd like.
I mean, this
Yeah,
town
do
is
it.
I mean-
basically full of
We
people.
don't need to. We can just leave.
This is full of
Please.
very, very sad, miserable people who have had all their children murdered, and it is the most depressing place. that you've
Literally-
Oh,
ever
and their
run into.
horses stolen, I heard.
Yeah,
And the horse is stolen.
Literally-
Yeah.
literally all they're doing here, Co, is drinking and hanging themselves.
It is.
Yeah, they did. If you look behind the bar, there's a lot of graves.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Am I having a vision of my own people's future?
Flash forward, yes, a little bit. It's like their future has been stolen away from them, and life is just misery now. Rest in peace.
Got 2 horses on the so it's a 2-horse wagon, yeah? So we've got 2 horses on the wagon and one is an outrider.
Yep, sure.
Heard of a
Awesome.
1-horse town? Now I've heard of a 0-horse town. Well,
And
upon
if
being
you-
asked to call out horses, I was fine with doing that. I didn't really know that that's where things were going, but I was like,
No,
oh,
we're just
okay.
going. We're just leaving.
Well, like I said, the horses have been summoned, and what you do about that is up to you. I guess if we're stealing only 3, then I guess we'll just leave 3 of the 5 or 3 behind, and 5
Yeah.
of the temporaries will come with us
Yeah.
because I summoned 8.
Oh, Yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah.
wow. Overkill.
You said their challenge rating of 1/4, right?
Yep.
Yeah, a challenge rating 1/4. If that's what I summon, I get to have 4 of them, or 8 of them.
Well, yeah, so we'll have at least for an hour. We'll have a bunch of these horses helping with the cart, and people can ride them, I guess.
Is that everyone going to be riding their own horse then?
Sure, and I'll
Um,
take the cart.
Okay.
I will ride in the cart because I don't know how to ride a horse.
I don't. Hold on. Let me check.
Oh,
That's interesting. It actually doesn't specify that they all have to be the same thing.
Huh.
I wonder if there's any rules against eating the animals I summon.
I don't think there is.
I mean,
You
you have berry. The
can.
thing is, food is
No,
an
no,
issue
no. The
'cause your
second they die, I
berries.
take that. Well, if you eat part of them while they're still alive, it could work.
yeah.
But what if it
Oh, that's
disappears
a
in your
really good
stomach
idea.
though? So you're not
Huh.
even you're not sustained.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Does meat count as an item or or an animal?
But Colt, you have your berries that we just need one of them and we're fine for like
Well,
24 hours.
I didn't say that was necessary. I just said it's a thing.
Okay.
Although
Yeah, yeah.
actually, I was thinking of when you brought this all up, I was thinking I could cast Goodberry and leave those behind as an apology.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you could.
I'm not going to because this is your sin.
It's fantastic.
wait, is there two
We'll
of
trade
me?
a cart. We'll trade a cartload of a large cartload full of grain and supplies for a day's worth of good berries.
How do I delete one of? Because there's two of me for some reason in this village.
Just select
The
one of you. and
population
press
of this
delete.
place.
Oh god, about 50 at that, if that.
Well, I guess I could cast it 5 times and feed them all for a day.
If they
I don't know
if they
how to
recognise
delete it.
what they are.
But yeah,
Oh,
I guess
so-
we're riding. It was south to what's it called, to the Colonel. Yeah.
Right. Okay. There
we-
is
are we-
one road, that heads towards towards the coast, and there is a road that will intersect with that runs north to south.
We have a
We
map,
have. Yeah, we have a map. Where is that?
and we
it's
know
not
where
new
If
we
map
there's
are.
only
from
one
Justin.
road out of here, would it be worth having Cope do his grow forest behind us so they have literally no way of following?
They're just
Okay.
I
townsfolk.
don't think they're
Christ.
gonna follow us. I really don't.
Poor
We
fucking
did just.
bastards. I mean,
The
holy.
fact is, they're not leaving because they want their kids back. They don't want. They're not going anywhere.
I mean, right. Basically, you guys are in North Carolina. You are. Right. Where did you put that map?
I thought we were in Patreon Marvel Press.
New map from Justin, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. We put a thing up.
Yeah, we were near Cape Lookout inland a bit, weren't we?
Yes.
So yeah, we're riding south along the coast for the Colonel's Fort.
Okay. So you're just gonna head straight south. You're not gonna head towards the coast or anything like that.
No, we're gonna follow what looks like the main trade routes. We have a map. We have a map that's been updated by Death.
Okay. Yes. As you're okay. In that case, as you're coming out, you get to the crossroads. You notice that there is indeed you're coming from the west. There's a road east towards the port, the port and the coast, and then a road that's heading roughly south. If you roll me a perception check whilst you get there, okay, right. Certainly, Kiki and Dai will notice that there is a smell of burning coming from the coast. Usually, you recognize immediately that is the smell of burning wood.
Chico.
I was wondering why
And
it sounded like there was a zombie in your background.
And perhaps thatch, with maybe a slight scent of roast pork. You smell coming in on the smoke? Either way, it smells kind of sickly, almost delicious, but also deeply troubling.
Aren't you a little long for a pig?
I mean, should we head towards the burning?
I mean, it doesn't seem like the sensible option.
Do we have another path we can take?
How far is the burning?
The burning? It is coming from the coast. You are
How far is
still
that?
not very far from the coast at this point. Maybe a couple of miles.
Okay, I guess the question is, by horse and cart, how many days' journey to the Colonel's fort?
Oh God, weeks.
And how long by boat?
A couple of days.
I mean, we are on a time schedule, guys. What would you say?
Really? A couple of days?
I don't think it's a good idea to go for the boat option, personally.
As long as you don't kill the captain this time, I think we'll be fine.
I don't know. Maybe a week and a half via boat. Maybe
Oh, if it's only going to save us a couple of days, we may as well stay on the road then.
No, it's not. I mean, here's the thing: is I'm just trying to judge scale. Let me copy the link and put it back in. In the D&D room. I'm just going to open that link and put it on the screen for the stream. You're in North Carolina at the moment, where the X marks essentially is up at the top there near Point Lookout. Is roughly where you were on the island, and then when you landed and so on. You're not really travelled much from that area, and down the coast there is the Colonel's Fort. That is equivalent of, roughly as far as I can work out, Land's End to John O'Groats type sort of distance.
America is massive, yeah.
That is at least the entire length of the United Kingdom kind of distance. So via horse and cart, it is going to be at least 3 times longer than by boat.
I mean, where is that copy? There we go.
Well, can anyone here steer a boat?
I have no clue.
Yeah. I imagine Archie could probably do like star navigation or something if he had some charts to reference.
See, these are like our 2 options, right?
Your 2 options are well, yeah, by land or by sea.
I've just popped it in Yesralot. These are our options, right?
So, sorry to interrupt, but broadside is literally in my name. I'd be surprised if we couldn't manufacture a yes, Uzalu can drive a boat.
I
What about?
You know, where have you put the thing?
Yesralot.
Where?
Oh, why have I put it in Yesralot? Hang on.
I don't know.
Why don't you just put in Trig's domain? There's literally a chat for this game there.
Here we go.
Yeah, yeah.
Events 2 are just the D&D room and Trig
Just
server.
use events 2. Just use events 2. I mean, I don't mind you using the D&D room, but you have to keep switching between servers.
Yeah.
Well, it's just handy to have the information saved there.
There's literally, you've made a room for Trig for this
That's a
game
good
in the
point,
server.
Yeah, we could use that voice room that you made for that if you like. Trig, it's up to you.
Don't mind. But yes, Kiki, you are right. That is basically the 2 routes you have available. Via land, via sea.
I mean, let us not forget we have the Pirate Queen chasing us. So, which is why I'm like, maybe it's not a good idea to go by boat.
Yeah.
Holy crap! I didn't realize how useful this could be. Anyway, I can. No, I was just thinking about the various animals that I can conjure.
Mm-hmm.
How many mice
you
could
can
you
Installation
summon
tile,
snakes
just
can
keep up.
summon?
Well, let me check if snake was a. Well, what challenge rating is a snake?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about
A 0?
filling places with snakes. Swarm of poisonous snakes.
Poisonous ones, yeah.
Challenge rating 2.
We
No,
have
in
a
that
good way
case,
to
in that
extract
case, I
venom.
could summon one. If it's
One
challenge rating 2.
swarm.
No, one individual. Or
No,
wait,
no,
you said the
it's
swarm is
yeah.
challenge rating 2? I don't know how summoning swarms works, but
I don't know how summoning swarms works. I just saw this.
So what? Sorry, where?
Events to trigger.
Oh,
I don't know how many it is. It's a lot.
Many. We could find a big open field and fill it with
It's a
snakes.
2x2 square full of tiny snakes. You could put them in a bag and give them to someone as a present.
Great.
Hmm.
What would be a good role for if any of us, our characters, can figure out whether or not we have time to go by land, given that we're on a deadline?
Unfortunately, you've been at sea. You knew at the time when you got on the boat that you were on a deadline. You needed to move and get there. That's why you picked boat in the first place.
Yes.
You've, however, since coming ashore, not seen any sign of real civilization to give you much inclination as to how far along that timescale you are. But by all means, let's see. Give me a roll, whatever you think would be reasonable type of roll for that. Let's have a think. Give me a second. Intelligence check. Bad one. Okay, you are pretty certain that you would probably be better off getting there as soon as you can. There was a certain amount of urgency, and you are going to take probably a good deal of time travelling by land.
All right. Well, does anyone else come to the same conclusion with their characters' roles?
Guys, give me an intelligence roll.
I'm not the
hold on.
smart. Hang on.
Neither am I.
I know that's a save, but I don't have
It's
anything
fine.
bonuses to it.
Yeah. Intelligence seems like a reason.
Oh, sorry, what intelligence? Wait, some people are rolling save and some people are just rolling intelligence.
I don't really mind.
It's the same thing, really.
Yeah.
Well, if you have proficiency, it's not.
Yeah,
but,
I don't have proficiency, so I just rolled save because I've got a button for it.
I do. So what should I do?
Just
Roll
normal
intelligence.
intelligence,
Damn.
please.
I mean, are we helping each other with this intelligence roll by chance?
Feather on Dot can count it in moons.
Yes. Yes. Well, Feather and Dot has not really experienced much of the storyline as such as to why it's so desperate, and it really doesn't. He's kind of been picked up along the way, so that kind of fits.
He
That
has seen some monsters,
he
though.
might not have run into the urgency that was impressed upon you guys by Justin and Michael.
Well, Colt hasn't seen him, has he?
He certainly hasn't met Michael. Did he meet Justin?
He might have. Yeah, because
he
we went
didn't-
to the. Yeah, he met Justin,
Yes,
but
he met
Justin was in a
Justin.
normal.
Yeah.
I can't help but think about that whole infographic they had in the Smithsonian about being on time and who cares about it.
So what supplies do we have on the cart while we're taking this by land?
You find a lot of raw grain.
Okay.
So, I mean, have we all figured out we're probably better off going by sea?
Everyone but Colt, probably.
You are at a crossroads at the present moment. waiting to make a
If we
decision.
go by sea, we are going to be attacked by an angry pirate queen who doesn't like that we've killed her husband.
Perhaps.
Yeah, there's that.
Okay,
If we
sounds like
take
we could
too
hunt her
long,
down
then
first.
everyone's dead.
We could just hunt her down and kill her.
I mean, she's coming to us, so that we have to get to an area. So
So
That
we
She
could
just
just
take
kill
chases
her.
up that hill and has been. Yeah.
I mean, it's not like she'd know we're on a different boat.
Not to point fingers, but someone could have just not murdered her husband.
You mean the one that was like
that's-
killing all of us?
No, I was going to say that her husband, that was
the evil one.
that was the fine one. It was the other captain that was actually helping you.
You know, the evil queen was the evil captain's one. You know,
Oh, is this a different captain?
the evil captain we were fighting in the beginning. There's 2 captains. Remember?
Oh, well, there was one.
Right,
who got
there was a
murdered.
captain
we
that
killed
was
both
throwing magic at
captains.
us, and there was one that was
Oh.
helping us that died killed because he insulted her.
Yeah,
Right.
but that's not the one's wife we're worried about.
Okay,
It's the
so
evil
the
one.
one's wife we never. Okay.
Yeah.
So when did we kill that captain?
About
Jesus,
3
Cope.
episodes ago.
In the
Jesus,
in the
you were
cave,
there.
in the cave, you had a fight with a bunch of people. There was a guy throwing really big ass spells at everybody.
Remember, Ez failed to climb the ladder. Remember that?
The rope?
No, it was
Oh,
before
the
that.
rope thing.
Yeah, I was during
You
that
know what?
time.
You're
Okay,
right. We
right.
could just kill her. We are all rested. We've just leveled up. Let's go to sea.
Cool.
Let's do it.
We could take her ship afterwards,
Mhm.
If it's faster, yeah.
or we could just sink it while she's out at sea, and
I mean, let's not head for the town that's clearly on fire, though, because we're probably not going to find a boat there.
Well, does
I
our
mean-
map point out another town?
I think we should go to the town that's on fire and see what we can help with.
Onwards to the town of fire, then.
Yeah, let's do it.
It seems like a waste of time when we need to get to the colonel.
Well, you're evil. You don't want to help people, but for those of us that aren't evil, we might be interested in helping out.
But we have to
Fair
go this
point.
way if we want to go to the boat anyway, right?
I was going to say you can either go south or you can go towards the coast, or you can go north, or
Which is why I was asking if anyone could actually ride the boat, because there's a good chance that like the whole place is on fire and we can just steal one.
I mean, a small boat is not going to be rocket science for a bunch of essentially ancient Greeks and Romans to work out.
Mm-hmm.
You would have
And an Indian.
and an Indian. You probably would have had experience in a certain amount of sailing, considering you're all, Mediterranean islanders, essentially.
And if worst
Mhm.
case comes to worst, we have someone with tech support to help us, don't we, Cope?
Yes.
So if it was a matter of a small small 4 or 5 man single sail kind of longboat type of dealy, then yeah, I would imagine a bireme is not beyond your abilities.
Well, let's
if
go
anyone
check it
asks-
out then.
If
And
anyone
Maximus,
asks, we are-
Maximus is probably have a good idea on how to do it, right? As well, out of everyone.
Yeah,
Hey, sorry
we've got
to
a good.
interrupt the session, but there's good news. Project Veritas is back on Twitter.
I was
Fantastic.
just reading that.
Ooh.
Interesting.
We've got a good alibi as well. We are but simple grain grain
Grain traders.
grain merchants, grain traders. We are but simple grain traders. The word disappeared from my head for a moment then. On our way to deliver a shipment to the Colonel's fort.
Mm.
Do the bags of grain have any markings on them, Trig?
Yes, there's grain.
No, as in like who, as in marking as in who it belongs to.
White sack, grain
Okay.
along the outside. That's about it.
Can't find the ability right now, but I've got the ability to put marks on things. I could put the mark of the Colonel's symbol on the bags of grain to help with that explanation. I'm just trying to see.
I mean,
where
do we
that
need
is.
that?
It might help.
Onwards towards the burning city.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. You travel down the road a little further. And after a mile or two, yeah, the smell's definitely getting stronger, and it looks very much like the town that you're heading towards is definitely definitely seen better days. It was a good port until probably only yesterday, but something seems to have happened to it, and there are a number of buildings that are still on fire. There seems to be a hustle and bustle, although fewer people than you'd expect to see in a town this size, that are definitely trying to sort of put out the fires and generally tame things. There does also seem to be a pyre that has been built up on the beach where bodies are being dragged to and burned.
Oh, I see a
Oh.
boat.
Do I notice anything specific with the 21 perception? Like
With the
any
21%?
mention of like demons or anything, like, you know what I mean? Do I hear
That-
anything, see anything?
You're not seeing any demons. No. You're definitely
I
seeing an
would-
awful lot of people looking very, very upset as you make your way into town. It looks like this place has been hit very, very hard very recently.
Greg, I would like to send one of my owls up over the ocean to see if there are any boats off the coast.
Which way?
Yep. Okay.
I'm sorry,
Sure.
Which way are we coming in? Are we coming from this road? Are we coming in this road?
Yeah, you'll be coming in from the bottom of the map.
Yeah, just so I know where to drag my character.
Essentially. I mean, it's a big map. So we'll just look at it from a party scale at the present
Oh, it
moment.
is. It is. Sorry, I just had to roll out quite a bit.
Yeah, it is large, and the road is only really enough size for one. What I'll do is I'll put let's put Doggo on as the party
We were
character.
previously quite disappointed about having lost our carts. It's nice to have a new one now.
Mhm.
I certainly hope there are no ill effects from us stealing their entire supply of food.
I'm sure that there is no karmic
Didn't
effect.
Coat like place some berries there? It'd be fine.
Yeah,
No,
they
I
last
didn't.
a day.
Oh, never
Oh.
mind.
No, fuck them. Yeah, the place is as I said. It's now. It's probably about 10 o'clock in the morning. And there's generally a hustle and bustle.
Is there
of
anyone
people.
close by that I could like wave over and ask what happened here?
Sure.
Also, is this road you've put us on actually a river that's powering this windmill, this water wheel?
You know what? You might be right. That is indeed a river. Let's stick you there at the gates of the town. There you go. You've come in. You've gotten to the gates of the town, and you find there were no guards on the gate. But as I said, you're seeing several buildings burnt down, including what looks like the main town hall, the tavern, the church.
I'm going to wave down the first person I see and ask them what happened here.
Okay.
Because we've just arrived here.
It is a rather battered young man, who introduces himself as Tom. He was the cobbler. Yeah.
Great name, by the way.
Yes. All right.
Tom the cobbler is he looks like he's had better days. He's got a distinctively gash across his forehead, where he looks like he may have been involved in some sort of ruckus. And yeah.
I'll introduce myself, say hello, and ask him what happened.
Okay, yeah, he's going to basically go. He's going to gibber at you about
I'll listen though.
Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible. They came out at midnight at night, and a big black ship as dark as night. Terrible scenes. The dead were rising. They killed so many.
Did you say a dark ship?
Yes, ship from the ocean, from over there. They destroyed everything. Monsters they were.
Oh. What did you fight off the monsters? Like where
Fight
are
them
they?
off? Does it look like we won? They killed everyone they could get their hands on. I only just survived. They hit me. I was assuming they looked dead after they'd knocked me to the ground and left me. They went through here. They just took what they wanted. Oh dear.
Which direction did they go in?
They went back on their boat. Which direction do you think they
Okay.
went? They
Well, I
came
wasn't
in
sure
from...
if there was monsters that rise from the ground or if they.
No, they came off their boat and they
Okay.
ravaged through the town, killing and raping and pillaging and murdering and slaughtering and sodomizing and buggering and burning. And terrible it was. Terrible.
Oh,
My
That's
poor
exact-
sister.
Like,
They did everything.
do you have anything left at all? Any boats? Any aid? Any food?
No, not much. Not much. I mean, we're still just trying to work out what's going on. If we're pulling bodies out of the buildings and burning them so they don't go rotten and kill us with disease. But really, I don't know. Maybe our town of New Portsmouth is lost forever. We may never recover. All the women
Well,
are all gone.
we kind travelers just happen to have a shipment of grain here that we were delivering to this very town. Perhaps, given the situation, we could provide it as aid. Where's the person in charge here?
Oh, I don't know. I've just been helping out where I can. The mayor of the town, I think he's dead. The governor, I think he's either run or dead. He used to live in that house over there. But there.
so there's no leader left in this town.
He will point back at the house that you would have actually gone past a little earlier. There was a marker on the map there. There's like a little stately house that was like a governor's mansion kind of thing.
Did you mark? Did you point to it?
I have pointed to it.
Okay.
I'll point to it again.
Oh, thank you. Because
Yeah.
I was zoomed too far in.
Yeah. No, that is the governor's mansion, but I've not been over there. I've just been trying to help out here. I've just had to put my own dear sister, onto the fire, and I haven't been able to find my mum and my pa yet. But my house is burned to the ground. I fear they may be lost too.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll leave you to it.
Good luck. Have fun. Let's go over to the.
He looks at you slightly slack-jawed at the "have fun" comment.
I didn't say that though.
And wanders off and tries to find some other of his townsfolk to aid.
So we could go to the mansion, see if he's
I
there.
briefly explain how these work after I give him 10 good berries.
He looks at you and goes, "Oh, thank you kindly, good sir. Thank you kindly."
Just to be clear, like I said, I explain it so he knows they'll only work in the next day.
Yep.
So, you know,
Yep.
give these to 10 people, like, possibly including himself as desired.
Mm-hmm.
One per person.
In fact, wouldn't know what he's actually going to do is find 10 people who are in more need than himself and give them one of each of them.
Well, he's gonna
How
die.
what a faggot.
Should at least take one for himself. Either way, so we can go to the mansion, see if he's there, or if anyone's over there, or we could just look and see if there's a boat we can take.
I mean, I reckon we can ask at the mansion. We can either steal a boat and be wanted, or we can trade all this grain for one.
I mean, we could go over there and see, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep, you're heading to the governor's mansion.
Hmm.
Okay. You head to the governor's mansion, and building does not look like it's been on fire. It doesn't look, looking through the windows, you're not immediately drawn to any signs of life from it either.
Okay, I'll knock on the door.
Okay.
See if anyone comes to it. See if there's anyone in.
How are you going to knock on the door? Give me a
I mean, I'll close my fist and bang on the door
right
3 times.
3 times. What? Bang, 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 kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, it's a big place, right? So you need
Uh-huh.
to have it echo so they can actually hear it
Like
if
a
they're far.
bailiff.
Right.
Oh.
Yes. No jaunty little tap 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 or anything like that. Just bang, 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 like a copper. Right. Okay. I just.
Yeah, I was thinking it sounds like a SWAT raid.
Yeah.
So we don't know what this might turn into. Could be demons in there.
There could be. Let me just do that.
Triggers rolling for demons.
Mm.
Okay. You get no answer from knocking on the door.
I mean, what do we do, lads? They could be dead.
I mean, just kick it down.
Okay. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. You give it a normal type of kick, and find that the door doesn't budge an inch. It is quite a sturdy door.
Can I see if it's unlocked? Can I just open the door for a second before we smash it open?
You can give it a go. Yeah.
Yeah, just it might be unlocked. Is it unlocked?
It appears to be locked.
Okay.
Just like roll strength or something.
Uh-huh.
All right. That's the strength save.
Just roll normal strength, not a save.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. You kick it and find yourself staggering backwards as if the door had kicked you back.
That's a strong door.
It's as if you'd kicked a solid wall. I mean, you did roll 9.
Can I open the door?
I will look at the door.
Wow.
You break your thieves' tools in the door lock.
Oh.
They're not completely broken, but they are distinctly bent. It is as if the lock is jammed in some way.
Can I ready myself this time and take a step back?
Yeah,
now that
sure.
I know the strength of the door,
Mm-hmm.
and I am
Maybe
going
the
to.
windows are an easier way in.
And hold on, no, I'm not letting this door defeat me quite yet. So I'm trying one more time.
Yep, you whack into the door really hard, and it shudders slightly. But again,
I say just open as I do it. Maybe it will listen.
Why don't you have swords?
I have one sword. I have one sword.
I thought you had a great sword as well.
Yeah.
I had.
No, you've still got the great sword. It's Harold's old one.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
So the door doesn't open, right?
The door does not open with a roll of 14. No.
Are we trying to break in now?
It appears you're trying to smash down the door of a stately
See if
manor.
anyone's still alive.
I don't know. The night before they were being raided. It's as if they might have barricaded the door some way to resist.
Why don't we go round the back and check the servants' door?
Guy doesn't want to be defeated by the door. I suggest we just go through a window.
You guys go looking around while I'm standing at the door trying to kick it in.
Use your sword, Guy. Just chop the door down.
I'm not risking the sword being fucking broken by this door, okay?
Your sword being broken.
I'm not risking rolling a 1, Kiki. Okay? I can't do it. My strength isn't enough then.
Di, roll me a perception check.
Okay, hold on. Okay, that's not working. I don't know why. Hold on.
Okay.
I am blind to the world.
Yeah.
Can I do one?
Sure. Anybody else want to do a perception check? At this?
Not really.
Sure. Wait,
I'm
what are we
starting
looking
to
for?
think we
Which
should
he
just
just
go
asked
get the
to roll a
boat.
perception. So.
No, yes, that's why I asked. What are we looking for?
He just said to roll a perception.
Yeah, essentially to see whether or not you notice what is going off in the house.
Yeah.
Okay, in the house. That's what I wanted to
Fine.
know. Sure. 15.
Okay.
Do I get to roll it twice because I have 2 owls?
No. No, but what I will do, in fact, is give your 2 owls combined to give you an advantage on that.
Ooh.
And yeah, you notice that there is a curtain twitches, and there appears to be a face trying to look down from one of the rooms above, or as Di bounces herself off the door.
I will wave at the window and say, "Greetings. Is anyone there? I believe I can see you at the window."
Creepy.
But you just say that.
Yes, I call out.
Okay.
I said, we hear this. I look towards the window.
Yep. You get no reply back at this time.
I mean, we could just go and take a boat, lads.
Yeah, I mean, if we really want to talk to people here, I suggest maybe, though, you call out what we're trying to accomplish here to them.
I mean, you could do that. You're the one that saw the person.
Well, I don't know why we're here.
Please come out with your hands up. Bang, bang, bang.
You
We
don't.
have
were
grain
were
that we can trade for a boat.
Yes. We were trying to do it the civilized way, but alas, it is being thwarted. So we can continue to try and be civilized, or we can just steal a boat.
I'll return.
I love how us being civilized is hacking down the door.
Yeah.
All right. In which case, I guess I will call out. We have come with aid to help you in your stricken time.
We're looking for a leader of this town. Is there anyone here?
You hear a voice going, "Who are you? Go away."
We are grain traders here with grain.
Grain traders? And a window opens from above you, and a rather surprised looking head sticks their head out the window. They're wearing some sort of wig. A rather posh gentleman sort of goes, "Grain traders? Good gods! The town's just been attacked! Grain traders? Are you
Yeah, we just found out. We just came in. We're looking for one of the leaders of this place, and one of the townsfolk pointed towards here.
Well, yes, that would be me. I'm the governor of this town.
And we're trying to get a boat.
A boat.
Yes, we were hoping we could trade some grain for voyage or a boat, perhaps.
I don't know. I mean, literally, only a few hours ago we were under attack by what appears to be an army of the dead. We've been hiding out here and hoping that they would we could weather the night. Grain traders? It seems. I'm sorry. It's all of a sudden become rather mundane from what was quite the
You say
horrific
it's
event.
mundane, but we were just at the town and they don't have food.
So
There's a few people left.
You're here to sell them what? I mean, if anyone has any gold, you're welcome to try and do it from them if that's your wish.
Okay, so you're giving okay, we've gotten permission.
Your
Let's take it
assistance
about.
would be greatly anything you can donate to help. But we've just been raided and attacked. I don't know what anyone has to offer you.
We just want a boat.
We would love to make a generous donation to aid this town. We are, of course, humanitarians, but we can't. Charity starts at home and all. You can't. We can't cut our own hand in order to feed someone else.
Start quoting the rules of acquisition.
We need to be on our way, otherwise we'll lose our trade.
Give me a few moments. I'll send someone down to unbarricade the door. But I swear we have armed men in here. Try anything and you'll be shot to death immediately.
We just want a boat. It's all right. We're not here to cause issue.
Right. Okay. The door will open. Send your best man in, or woman, whatever, and to negotiate. But only one of you, see, can come in.
All right. I put my hand on Maximus's shoulder. Good luck, my dude.
That's weird. You're telling me good luck, but it's you that's going in.
No, you're going in. Gotta do
Can
fucking
you go,
something.
Chief Grain Trader?
You gotta do something. I'm sorry.
Who's got the
they
highest
don't call you
charisma?
Matthew Grainsman for nothing.
Completely unable to. I currently have a doggo on my lap.
Oh, you can. You'll be able to do it. It's fine.
And it just literally, the door will open, and a rather terrified-looking manservant. You'll hear some scraping and dragging of heavy wooden objects across what sounds like a flagstone floor. And then after a few moments, a heavy lock will be thrown over, and then what sounds like a large banded iron bolt slides across, and then another, and the door opens slightly. And yes, a rather worried-looking manservant sort of goes, "Yes, just sent to let one of you in."
Yeah. Good luck, Maximus.
He looks rather expectantly at the rest of you.
So how much grain do we have to sell, guys?
Yeah, we wouldn't mind a count on the way.
Well, we can't take the thing in, so I mean they'll have to come out to see if it's.
Yeah, when I was asking what we had, I meant like how much roughly, how many sacks. It's an estimate.
Oh, we actually are grain traders. I thought you were lying.
No, we have grain.
You've got a cart full of grain, yeah.
I mean, technically we are lying
trying to get a
about
boat.
grain.
I would say there's about 30 to 40 odd big bags of grain.
So we're not grain traders, we're grain fencers.
Yeah, you've just stolen a bunch of grain off a cart from a last village.
This town really needs it though. So
this town is you've got
All right. Well, Di, you chose me to step forward for some reason.
Yep.
And so maybe that wasn't a great idea. Hello, guys. See your village is suffering. We've decided to give you a massive discount.
Okay, well, if you just come this way, sir, Mr. Longshanks is in the drawing room, and he'll see you. You wander into the drawing room with the manservant, and he introduces
I'll
you
be right back.
to Archibald Longshanks, Mayor of New Portsmouth, Governor, who gets up. He's wearing his a fine red jacket. There is an English flag on his desk, and he strides over to you and goes, "Pleasure to meet you, I assume. You said something about grain traders and being here to help. You can see we've suffered a bit of a setback last night. Don't know what to tell you. Pirates, it seems. Pirates wearing some kind of hideous, demonic, monstrous outfits ransacked the town. They look like skeletons and demons and... Well, you know what?
Those are called Asians.
Yes, I'm familiar with. I'm familiar with Asia. Not been there myself, of course, but I have heard of the people from the Far East. Yeah, he explains to you that come some points about the middle of the night, a large pirate ship charged up onto shore, essentially, or just offshore, and a boarding party of savages just tore through the town. Absolutely tore through the town. Made a right old freaking mess of them. Being a fairly civilized small port town, they stood no chance. And him being the governor, quite wisely just barricaded himself in his mansion and had his men arm and fortify the building, and there he stayed the...
Well, that sucks. It's probably a good idea to not be quite so civilized if this is going to happen again. If it happened once, it could happen again. You better be careful you don't become essentially cattle for the pirates, persistently farmed as soon as you have enough to steal.
Quite agree. Normally we have assistance from the Navy, but there was supposed to be a ship passing and patrolling through this area. But we've seen hide nor hair of them in the past week. They fear something drastic may have happened. But we've heard tell of this particular ship, the Sea Witch, they call it. After its mistress. Evil bitch from hell that pilots and captains that ship. Her and her husband are the scourge of the seas around here. Anyway, she seemed to have a particularly upset about something at the moment and took it out on us. Normally they stick to just taking out local trade vessels here and there and increasing their wealth that way, but a coastal attack is most brazen. And what with the war going off and everything else, it's very troublesome. Perhaps we will have to petition the Crown for some guns. Though that may take too long, who knows? The troubles with being in charge. People don't understand decisions and hardships we have to make. Could I interest you in a brandy? I'm going to have one for my breakfast.
I shan't object.
He calls you very nice brandy. From his cabinet on the wall, and settles back in. So, there is my tale of woe. What brings you chaps to this part of the world? Don't seem like the grain trading type. Maybe I'm out of touch, but normally they look more like peasants and less like heavily armed warriors. But maybe this is just a sign of the times. Maybe the grain trader is a ferocious fighting force these days. I don't know.
Well, given what happened to your town, perhaps it's better that the humble man become powerful.
Well, you make a point. Can't have the humble man getting too powerful. Much less able to governed when they start all having high and mighty ideals for themselves. Chaos ensues if everyone wants to rule everything themselves. There's leaders and then there are followers. This is the natural order of things, and it'll be it from me to change that. But yes, perhaps the individual should know how to take care of themselves a little better. So, what is it you have to offer us? You said you had some grain. I think all of our stores have been burned and pillaged, so grain would be greatly appreciated.
Then it's fortuitous timing. My colleagues and I can't merely sit by and watch the catastrophe in your town and then sell it to you at its normal price. Being the charitable souls we are, we're going to give it to you at a significant discount.
Very fair. Yeah, very fair, I'm sure. Everyone has their costs. Of course, you can't be buying wagons of invested capital and just handing them over willy-nilly to the first people in need. Good God, we would all be broke if everyone did that. But a gesture of kindness is greatly appreciated. Perhaps there is something that we can do for you in lieu of payment. I don't know.
You can think of it as a gesture of kindness, yes, but also an investment in the town. A port town would serve my group's purposes, especially at the moment.
Oh, really? What did you have in mind?
Well, we're hoping to procure sea travel in the near future.
Okay. That is what we do here, largely, when we're not burning to the ground, that is. I could send you to town with one of my men and see if we can't get you somebody at the docks to set you up with the next transport. Where are you heading? Don't mind me. North or south, or are you heading more further afield?
I have forgotten. I can see the map. Which one of those are we at? South one or the north one?
You're at the north one. You want.
We're trying to get to the south.
Yeah, you want to be heading to the Colonel's.
Yes. Okay. Well then, I shall tell him we are going south.
Unless you want to head to Africa or Europe or somewhere else. Give me a few days to notice, and I'm sure I could rustle something up, like a kraken to eat the boat.
You already had one of those prepared, don't lie.
Yeah, I do.
I know you do.
Yep. Okay. Ship south. Well, I'm sure if there is anyone left down working at the docks, I'm sure they will know what the schedule is to be expected for who's coming in and. Or at least expected when they're due in. I know that there was a ship in port, but well, from looking out through the window, I can see that the mast from that ship is sticking at a somewhat unusual angle. Come daybreak this morning, so I fear that ship may have become a bit of a cropper. Just for reference, if you look on the map. What I'm talking about here is the ship at the top right-hand corner, which is looking rather beached and broken and so on. That was in port and has unfortunately been trashed last night.
So I'm guessing my character probably would get a decent idea of this. That the chances of another ship coming in here, that's likely to happen before we would get to a different port town.
Oh. This was a busy port. They have what is it, 3, 4,
So
Three,
it is
four,
worth
five.
staying and just waiting at this port town if we want the boat transport. That's probably still faster even than walking or trying to go to a different port town. Therefore, the investment of the grain is probably worth it.
Yeah, they would be expecting more ships in within the next day or so. Perhaps even later on today. He doesn't. He's the governor of. The governor. I don't exactly keep fully abreast of the timetable in and out of every ship, but we usually expect to see somebody in, someone new arriving. Well, once or twice a week at least. From here, we offload all manner of goods and transport them all across these new colonies of America.
I only hope that your luck is better in future than it has been in the last few days.
Oh yes, absolutely. Hopefully, we can get some troops stationed here.
It seems you need it.
It seems. I mean, this war has been rather nightmarish and has caused many people many problems. But who knows? We may yet prevail. Anyway, he is going to sit at his desk and he's going to write you a letter of introduction. And calls for his manservant, Theodore. Theodore charges in, trying desperately to look like he's not spent an entire night barricading the doors and completely sleepless, and he's doing his best to look as composed as possible. He takes the note from the governor, glances through it, nods, and goes, "Right, in that case, sir, at your leisure, I will, if you just call on me, I can escort you into town, and we will I'll make some introductions to you, to anyone that can assist you." The governor
Thank
says,
you.
So this grain, you're going to, let me just clarify things with you. You're going to sell us this grain at a discount, as you say, and you want to use that payment for transport south. Is that all we can do for you?
Oh, we're quite happy to pay for the transport as well. It's just an investment in the town and to procure the goodwill of the townspeople to help us find the best and fastest sea transit. We are in a hurry.
Very well. Very well. Yes. Well, in that case, I think our business is concluded. So, yeah, he gets up and offers you a firm handshake.
I will reciprocate.
Splendid. If you have any further problems, by all means, contact either myself and Theodore will, I'm sure, offer you any assistance that he is able. I'm taking you into town.
See, that just went much better.
Yes.
If I went in there, oh.
Yes, you'd have tried to kill him.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably. Sounds like the kind of thing she'd do.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
I would have tried to
It's
kill
kinda
them. I
awful.
would have tried to steal their soul.
Yeah, so I was like, it's best option here. It's probably Uzalu's character.
Fair play. Yeah, you can't steal his soul. He's an English governor. King already has his soul.
Oh, that's funny.
Right, so Theodore and Maximus meet the rest of you outside. Theodore sort of casts his eye across the group.
I give him a nod.
If you'll follow me this way, I believe I can try and assist you as best as I can.
Are we unloading the cart while we're here, or are we bringing it into town?
No, you're taking the cart into town. The master has no need of raw grain. Good wine and whiskey and fine meats, certainly, though we deliver those here in a second. But grain, I think the people will know more what to do with that. It leads you on into town, where you are met with the sight of desolation that you were met with earlier when you first got there. Although you'll note the
Should we drag our characters onto the board, by the way?
We're currently being represented by the dog, I think.
Oh, are
you're
we?
being
Okay, never
represented
mind.
by the dog. You
You're
are
the
Okay.
party.
sort of, yeah. The party would be somewhat large for this map.
Okay, that's fine.
The scaling.
Yeah.
If there's any obvious signs of distress that I can attend to, my character can attend to, he will do so.
Mhm.
But if it's just the general work of rebuilding, then I shall merely look on and lament as I try to get the grain to the people as fast as possible.
There are people
There-
running around with buckets of water, desperately trying to throw them over large blazes that are taking, that are slowly eating their way through some of the buildings.
There's no like sword on the ground or anything by chance, is there?
No. It's a shame you don't have any, sort of water magic or something that could, help put out fires, maybe. But
So in other words, I could put it out with my water magic.
You probably could.
The DM drops
I could put
gigantic
it-
fucking
Di
hints.
could put it out with a decanter of endless water.
She could.
There you
she,
go.
She could also do that. Yes.
Do we really want to spook the peasants who have never seen magic before?
Haven't they?
Thing is with that
It's not
thing is
really.
like
No,
it's
they won't have seen very
difficult to
much
control.
magic.
The only time
they
they've
be
seen magic
astonished by
brought to
someone
our
moving
knowledge
water?
was last night when demons attacked.
Regardless, helped.
Oh no, this
can-
water's floating.
can
That's
Coat-
what's really scaring me in my burning city.
Can Coat not conjure the water in the form of rain?
I don't see why you couldn't. Let's have a look. You choose an area of water that you can see within range that fits within a 5-foot cube. Ways. Form into simple shapes and animate at your direction. This change can last for an hour. I don't see why you couldn't make small spatterings of rain. I mean, Di could literally just sort of open that
It sounds a bit easier.
thing and just fire a geyser straight out of it.
Do you want me to do that, lads?
Use a careful fireman
I
on
don't
it,
think it's a
Di.
good idea.
Well, I
dirty
mean, you
joke.
might be a demon, but I'm not.
Fine.
And you could find your DM is setting you up for doing something that will make everyone go,
I mean,
ah!
Coat might be able to get
Yeah.
away with it by doing a rain dance. They wouldn't be.
Yep, I'm
that
gonna
would
start
be
Yeah.
doing a rain
unusual for
dance.
them.
Yeah.
I will start doing a rain dance.
Okay. And what are you gonna? So describe
Rain
to me.
dance.
Yeah, describe to me what you're trying to do with said rain dance. So is you just
I dance natively.
okay?
He does look the part. True.
I mean, sure.
If anyone looks at his words, it'd be like, it's their people,
I mean, do we have anyone that can like play an instrument while he does this? I mean, we were just gonna have a dance party in the middle of this burning town.
This town's on fire.
So
There's
you're,
Nova Space, beds are
what do you
burning.
what do you?
I assume he's doing a rain dance and then he's going to use a spell to summon rain.
No,
Okay.
I'm going to imply that you should probably use your thingy.
It's not rain though. That's just
It's water.
But like, why should I do it?
Okay, you could give it to me.
I mean, you can just summon rain.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, so summon it.
I'm doing the dance and telling you to pour the water.
Fine.
How do you think people started believing this shit anyway?
Yeah. I mean, what do you?
Summon
What,
rain,
this is what I'm trying to
aka
say. Is
delegation.
what are you doing? I mean, you could.
Dance.
I know you're dancing. Okay. Give up.
Human face doggy.
I don't think I
Yeah,
have
as
any
he's dancing, I point the fucking thing at a burning house. And...
Really?
Well, that's what they're wanting
This
me
was
to
a bad
do.
idea.
You know what? I'm
I,
gonna
I am
get
a
I
my.
think
hero.
it's really stupid personally, but
I'm gonna
you
get
know,
out my
What do you think a
easel.
wandering druid would do
I
in
think
this situation?
I think
I'm gonna.
that
Congratulations,
get out
Ty.
my
You put out the
easel.
fire and the house.
yeah, right. The house is gone.
Have you read?
I'm
Have
gonna
you
get
read
out
the
my easel,
decanter?
and I'm
I
gonna.
have. I know what it does, Trig, but everyone's like, just do it. It's gonna be perfectly fine.
Right. Okay.
Well, if you
I'm
know
going
something we
to.
don't, then why
Yeah.
don't you tell
Read
us?
it. Just read it.
You
You
have
can
it.
look. No, you can look, right? It's in the handouts. It's there.
What's it called? Oh, decanter of endless water. Let's see.
So, Kiki, you want to paint a picture, do you?
Yeah, I'm gonna paint a picture of a native dancing in the middle of a burning city while a succubus sprays water all over a peasant.
Succubus, start squirting.
This could be the start of a new legend in this world.
Yes.
1,000
If we are
years from
going
now,
to
this
defeat,
picture
if
will
we are
be
going to
in...
Can
defeat great
you
evils, we need followers.
okay, this is a good question for the DM. If I you know, say geyser and then could like control the water that comes out of it and like spray it on all the houses except for just one place.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You
So is
could,
that what we're doing?
you could take the guys, and I'm in no means saying you could. I'm gonna give you a number of scenarios that are just suggestions. You could
Okay.
take the decanter. You could point it and go, guys, or fire it like a fire hose, which would freak people out. Probably no one. You could take that. You could sit on top of it and open the bottom and say geyser and shoot yourself up like a fucking water rocket. You could say walk down an alleyway and from a hidden position say geyser, fire a big jet of water up into the air and have Coke control it and make it look like it's just normal rain that no one notices is any different other than just a localized shower.
I will do the last one you mentioned.
You could sit on top of it and shoot yourself down the road with it as a water rocket. You know,
Okay.
there's many things
We
you
get
could
it.
do with it.
To be more specific, my suggestion is you go around to the other side of the house and start firing it into the air while I dance.
I'll go hide
I
somewhere.
start dancing and screaming things about rain.
Yeah,
getting
I'll
people's
go.
attention.
I'll go hide somewhere so they can't see me, and
I
then
know.
raise it up and will control it.
I'll even start yelling things about rain dance, while
I'll
I
be
dance.
muttering stupid fucking villagers as I do.
Okay. So roll me a deception just to see if anyone notices
Okay.
you.
All right, hold on.
Not stealth.
Oh, dear.
And I want you to roll me
deception is
a performance. Oh, if you can.
Hold on, where's my
Sure.
Great.
My rain dance is quite average.
It's a quite average rain dance. People look on and go, bloody natives.
I don't think people very often just see someone rain dancing in the middle of a white man town, though.
It will be definitely a source of interest, shall we say? There'll be a few raised eyebrows. It's certainly a nice change from what's going off. Atia manages to disappear. Yeah, disappear from view, and
Deception's one of my
suddenly,
better rolls.
yeah, suddenly rain does indeed start coming down from the heavens as 30 gallons of water are fired 30 feet into the air, and yeah, if you're doing your cantrip of shaping water coat, I will let you throw that 30 gallons into onto the fire in the form of quite a heavy shower of rain, which will be quite impressive to the local townsfolk, and those that are there will no doubt think very favourably of the American Indians and their ability to produce rain in the future, and are likely to you've probably done an awful lot for English American Indian relations. Just maybe a few myths of the rain dance being real, and who knows, in a year or two's time, maybe you'll find them being employed and put onto ships that travel the oceans as a good way of keeping inclement weather from taking ships in unwitting ways.
I shall try to paint the scene, but to immortalize it, but it's a bit too wet.
I'm afraid, yeah, you're using acrylic paints. They're water soluble. It's just a bit smudgy. I mean, if someone wanted to offer you assistance and perhaps sort of put their coat or their cloak over the top of your the canvas, I'm sure you'd get a much better job done.
Yes.
Can't be dye or coat, of course. They are busy dancing and
In the middle of my dance,
As-
I throw off my shirt.
Yeah, as will you like umbrella me?
What do you want me to do?
Act as an umbrella for my canvas.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Why?
Just
Because it's the 1700s and gentlemen do these sorts of things for ladies in their frivolous endeavours.
it's raining.
It's raining.
Oh, why not? Whatever.
Jesus God. Right, okay, so to set the scene, whilst everybody in the town is running around going,
I was
woe
muted
is
this
me.
whole time. You didn't hear me shit talking as. God damn it.
It's okay, though. We're used to it. We can feel it.
I was there in spirit. You could feel it through the screen.
Yeah.
I can feel Irish bigotry.
So yeah. Random Indian dancing, wearing rain dance in the street, looked on by the local townsfolk as rain actually pours down, and Kiki paints a picture of it, whilst Ez begrudgingly puts his coat up to cover her canvas from the rain while she.
I yawn from my hidden spot.
Okay, so well done. You've put out certainly. A number of the fires in the local area are now, instead of belching black smoke and crackling with fire, are now pouring white steam and that sort of burny, steamy smell you get after a fire's been put out, but has left devastation in its wake. But the fires are out in certainly that one part of town, and the townsfolk are able to focus on fires elsewhere. And
Can I ask our guide if there's a place? It's probably not standing, is it? I just want to grab another sword.
Theodore will go. A blacksmith's. There's not Bernie the blacksmith down in the poor quarter. Don't know if he's still standing at the moment, I'm afraid. Don't know if Bernie's still there. But I'll mark on the map briefly if you want to look on the map roughly where Bernie the blacksmith was.
If he isn't there, could we use his facilities if there's nobody there?
Didn't he just say it was burned down?
We don't know.
He doesn't
and
know,
check.
but I'm just marking on the map where.
Yeah, to check. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you can go over there. At the present moment, you are here.
Okay.
It is not within immediate eyesight. You will have to walk down to the port proper.
I
and
would
take a
like
right.
to try and get maybe a weapon before we head off, but if we can't,
What's an
that's fine.
unfortunate name for a blacksmith in the town that's just been burnt down?
Bernie, yeah.
It is quite unfortunate.
There we go. I have added to my list of pictures a portrait of a native dancing, surrounded by burning buildings, while a demon sprays water on a peasant.
Am I like hidden off in a corner somewhere where you just see
Yeah.
eyes in the painting? And I. That's
So
great.
Bernie's a blacksmith, but he comes from a long line of a different profession. They were cobblers, shoemakers, and which is why his family name is Sandlers.
God damn it.
Bernie
Indeed.
Sandlers.
Yes, yes. He's
Bernie Sanders.
very much a man of the people. Seems to be well liked by a lot of his local,
What a long nose, though.
Unfortunately, he let himself be killed twice by Hillary the pirate.
Yes.
Oh.
I heard her opponents have a weird tendency of killing themselves.
Yeah, indeed.
As soon as they
But he
lay
does
eyes
have a
upon
nice new house now that he let that happen in heaven.
About 3 of them.
Oh, there's probably a lot more than 3.
Houses.
Oh, houses. Oh, yeah. I was gonna say that's a very low number for Hillary.
Yeah, she's probably got at least a dozen houses.
All right. So are we
Yep. So
continuing?
you are continuing down to the docks. I will just walk you, or rather, Fluffy, the party, down to the main docks there, and he gets there and he's like, "Well, this is the shipwrights. There are no projects on at the present moment, but
If there's nothing here, I might take a stroll off to see if the blacksmith is still standing.
okay." So you're going to wander off down to see if the blacksmith is still standing. It will take you a good 20 minutes or so to get down there and to observe the scenes, and 20 minutes to get back. So whilst you're doing that, the rest of the party will be pointed in the general direction of Fred Johnson, who somehow Fred Johnson is still alive. And you find him. He's basically just at this building to the left of Fluffy there, and that is the basically the ports master's hut. And Fred is tending to one of the wounded lads there, who he's essentially tying off his leg and sawing the leg off just above the knee after he appears to have had his leg crushed by something, and he's desperately trying to save this kid's life. It's a bit touch and go at this point, but he seems pretty handy with a saw and a tourniquet, and so he just sort of goes, give me a second, sir. I've just got to finish this," and just carries on sawing through this kid's leg. Kid's biting down on a piece of wood, going and making certain various sort of pained sounds as he looks down and sees his leg being sawn off by what looks like a saw that you might be probably better off sawing through planks of wood with. In fact, it was probably being used for that very purpose just yesterday. And after a few more moments of sawing, he gets through the leg and pulls the mangled bit of leg away from the bottom and sort of slides it over, and gets a brand that you notice was in the fire that he's got in the hut out, and it's basically a shovel that he's got in the fire, and gets the flat of the shovel and slams it onto the stump and cauterizes the wound. The smell of roast pork is actually quite delicious,
Pleasant.
but yeah. The sight, however, is somewhat twisting to the gut. He sort of bandages it over, and then he goes, all right there, kid. You take it easy, rest now. And then turns to you, puts the shovel back in the fire, turns to you and goes, "Theodore, how's it going, old chap? Has the boss survived the night, I assume?" "Theodore, he did indeed, sir. He did indeed. Thank you for your concern. He's told me to introduce you to these fine ladies and gentlemen. They apparently have a cart of grain they're bringing into to the village, to the town, and saw that we were in dire need of some assistance. So I've been asked to make some introductions for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Frederick Johnson. He's in charge of the docks and port itself and the general day-to-day running of things. Sorry, I didn't get any of your names. I got Maximus's name, but the rest of you are still blank to me. Anyway, these good gentlemen and ladies are going to help. Frederick, if you'll give them as much assistance as you can, and It'll be appreciated. And the thing is, if there's anything else I can do for you, don't hesitate to let me know. But I think that my business is done for now, and scurries off. And Fred Johnson sort of, okay, right, yeah, you got some grain for us then. Well, we're going to need it. Grain supplies were destroyed last night.
We were hoping that you would be able to help us with a boat. I'm aware that you don't have any in stock at the moment, given recent conditions, but perhaps you'd know when the next one was coming in.
No, well, the Royal Lady, unfortunately, was destroyed last night. If you look down the shores, you can see her. She was in port. Captain and crew were all slaughtered, trying to defend her. It was a bit of a rough one last night, I have to tell you. I haven't seen a pirate raid like that in quite a while. No, it's a bit brazen, that was.
Someone yelled something about hordes of the undead.
Oh, I try not to let flights of fancy get the better of me, but from what I saw, whoever attacked us were wearing some costumes. They looked like skeletons, demons, monsters. I'm assuming it was outfits. I've seen a lot in my time, but the old Sea Watch is renowned for those sorts of terror tactics. She made quite a name for herself, her and her husband have. They terrorise these parts. And I'm assuming you've heard of these two. Or perhaps you haven't, unless you're not local to this area. The Sea Witch is somewhat synonymous with raiding up and down this coast. And last night she was angry about something. Made a right mess.
And this is our first trip down on this route. We would scope it out with some grain before we set up a larger business, but looks like it's a little trouble down here.
Well, yes. I mean, your timing's actually rather fortuitous in many respects. Normally, we're receiving lots of goods and we're shipping stuff out, but at the present moment, we could do with some supplies. Certainly until the next supply ship comes in. So you say you're looking for a ship out? Was that?
Well, initially we were bound for the fortress of the Colonel to the south.
Just as the Colonel down south. I have my suspicions. I know you might be talking about. Southern gentleman, got a thing for chicken.
Sounds like our chap.
Yeah.
But,
I can't believe we're doing that, by the way.
How many herbs and spices is he up to by now?
He's interesting chap, that one. He's into all sorts of herbs and spices.
How many?
All of them, from what I hear.
Huh.
We did an AI generated battle recently with some people in Cabal, and one of them played as Colonel Sanders Bot, and he was on the quest to discover, was it the 12th or the 13th herb and spice? And we put that into the AI. We told it that was
Currently
his
11.
quest, and the AI said, and he found the 12th herb and spice in the middle of the battle. Do you know what it was?
Go on.
Peanut butter.
Ah,
Ah,
Okay.
The Colonel has discovered satay.
satay, huh? I mean, I'm all for satay. Satay's good shit.
Not much of a fan of nuts, but I do like satay chicken.
Yeah. How do you feel about satay, Coat? Are you a fan?
No strong feelings.
Yeah. No, I imagine not. Yep. So he's basically
Some
gonna.
people think it belongs to Syria. Some people think it belongs to Turkey.
It's especially the Malaysians after so long. Don't ask how they got involved. Tall tale.
Yes.
Probably the chicken.
Yep. Right.
Yes, our experience in arriving to our meeting is somewhat more valuable than our grain delivery. So we would be more than happy to leave it here at a substantial discount in exchange for passage to the south,
I'll see what I can do.
given your need.
I'll see what I can do. If you leave me with the grain, and I saw your little performance a few minutes ago. Carry on helping out like that. I'll make sure the next ship that's heading south that pops in that you get a room on there.
I'll assume your
Beef
your
glad
chaps
to
out
help.
there are happy to unload.
Well, me and my boys, what's left of them. Oof. We'll see what we can do. Yeah, we'll get this lot unloaded. He looks over at the lad in the corner who's just been performing surgery on him, and he notices that the kid's asleep, maybe, but has definitely passed out. Is not looking in good shape. But he's like, yeah, it was a rough one last night. We lost a lot. I'm not going to lie to you. You go down on the beach there, you'll see. There's gotta be 50, maybe 100 bodies being burned down there. It's no small amount for a small little town like ours. And we're still not sure if we've got more in the rubble to find.
While we're here helping out, is there anywhere safe that we can stay the night?
I'll ask around for you. You make yourself busy and you help out. I'll make sure you get set up. Probably only be for a night or two, as we were expecting a ship in later in the week, maybe tomorrow. Judging by the weather, could even be tonight. But that would be a little bit hopeful. They usually anchor up offshore and wait to come in the morning. Trying to dock up in the middle of the night with no lights is risky business. So yeah, probably tomorrow, maybe the day after. I can only assume that there's probably a few beds free somewhere, considering what's happened. Right, I'm going to just cut over to you, Di, at the present moment.
Oh, I was gonna say you can. You don't have to roleplay it if you.
No,
you
I'm basically going to tell you. You're going to get there. You're
Ah.
going to find the blacksmith's is pretty much trashed. No sign of burning. The building.
Was the shop destroyed?
The building is burned down. The anvil still stands, but there's not much there, and anything that is in there is it's mainly bits of ironmongery, horseshoes, etc., nails, various other bits and bobs.
No stray sword I can.
No stray. If there is, it's under the rubble, and everything looks like it's probably in need of reworking, considering the building has been on fire for a number of hours and has
Yeah.
burned down. Anything that's metal in there has lost any temper that it may have had. I don't
Wow.
think you're going to find anything of note at this
I
particular
see.
point.
I have just noticed there's a masterwork longsword in the bag of holding.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I've wasted 40 minutes. God damn it, Kiki.
I thought I'd
Alright.
take a look.
Alright. Well, since I'm down here, it's like I
Yeah.
might as well look around while I can, see if
Glad this
there's
happened.
anything strange. If not,
Where the hell did
if
that
not,
come
I will
from?
probably head back.
Where the hell did that come from?
We
I
put a
think it
lot
was
of
loot
weapons in
from.
there.
Yeah, I think it's loot from what's his name? Coates
Angel
at Harrow.
guy?
Oh, Coates' old character.
Oh,
Yeah.
that.
Hmm.
Yeah, we did put a lot of stuff in there. You're helping from the grave, Coat.
Yay!
Yep, possibly. Okay, so you walk back, but as you're walking back, Di, you will see this pyre of bodies on the
I'll
beach.
stop and look at it and see. Just observe for a little while. Do you want me to roll anything?
No, it's about there. It's a good
Oh,
old
sorry.
it's a good old pyre. And yeah, people are just sort of dragging dead bodies into there, and you know,
A lot of
not-
people crying, guys.
a lot of people crying. One in particular catches your eye because the person being thrown onto the fire seems to be crying. But they were very badly injured. I'm sure they wouldn't have survived their wounds.
Oh, they're even throwing like alive people. Oh. Oh, Jesus.
Ah.
If only we
Wait.
had someone in the party who could heal.
Yeah,
No
is it
way.
wrong that my main thought here is that, Fluffy could have a whale of a time in that pile?
It's a bit wrong, yeah.
So yeah, they're just throwing people into this pyre that are still alive.
I jest. I'm sure you were mistaken in what you saw or what you thought you saw. But yeah, no, it's a big pile of bodies. A lot of people are dead.
The stench is quite intense, I imagine.
It is quite the powerful odor. But,
Reminds me of home.
Yeah.
I continue
Hey
on my
guys,
leisurely
do you
stroll.
reckon it's worth us go checking out the boat, the shipwreck? There might be stuff there, or we might even be able to repair it overnight. I mean, I do have a spell for mending things.
How big of an object can that mend?
I can definitely join two broken bits of a
think
plank of
it's-
wood every minute.
Yeah, I think it's a foot squared every 10 minutes.
I think it's every minute, but okay.
You can check that easily.
Yeah, here we go.
Mending. Let's have a look.
It's every minute.
It is 1 minute.
Spell repair. How many times can you it's a cantrip.
It's
you
a
can
cantrip.
You can keep on casting it.
I can keep going forever with that cantrips. So, depending on how badly damaged it is, I might be able to make it seaworthy.
If you could,
And the townsfolk would probably be very appreciative of that.
They'll be quite suspicious, I imagine, but yes.
you know what? As I said, the captain and crew of that ship were pretty much slaughtered down to a man. It is firewood as far as anybody else is concerned.
So, possibly up for grabs.
If you if you want to spend the entire day and night under some sort of tarpaulin working on that and slowly building it back together again plank by plank and then somehow launching it back out to sea.
Sorry, what's your strength?
20.
Right, so
Plus
we've got at
5.
least 2 people with strength 20. Does anyone else have high strength?
Somebody's got a pair
Or
of
maybe able to summon bears?
somebody else has got a pair of gloves of ogre strength. Cool.
We
Yeah,
may be able to push it back out
I have those.
once we've got it repaired.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think? Is it worth doing?
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, if we repair it, will it be ours, or will it be like, oh, thank you for repairing your ship? And then they
I
might.
mean-
The thing is, they might still just, they might be able to bring us on it, but there's not really anyone to man it, right?
If you can repair that boat, there is no official owners of it at the present moment.
Excellent.
Okay, yeah, I'd say if we can get a boat out of it, like, might as well.
And we
Okay.
may be able to ask around town after all the fires are put out. There's going to be some people who've lost everything who may be willing to form the crew. It's not like they've got anything else to do.
Huh.
We could do that. I'd say it's probably worth trying. If we have to
I
wait
mean,
a day,
any
we're
person
gonna have to wait a
who
while
has
for.
survived and
Well,
has
the thing
been
is-
amputated, we could, if we take them on the boat, I can regenerate their limbs.
With the ring of regeneration.
Yes.
Probably best not to do that though.
I don't know.
No, it's fine.
mean-
We can do it in exchange for souls.
Oh my god.
See. Now it was on that note.
I
that
will
Keith's
say,
nose grew 5 sizes.
if we're gonna have to wait like at least a day or so anyway for another boat to come, like if we can get this, having our own boat would be very handy.
Right, well, let's say Archie does that, and if anyone can help him with that, by all means. And then
I
if
have-
anyone
I
else
have
can help
some-
around town,
I have, what do I have? I have the my smith's tools. I don't know if that can help you. I
it
do
might
have.
it might be helpful. Did
I'm
you manage to
proficient.
find like any hammers or anything at the blacksmith?
I have a hammer on me.
Anything?
Oh, brilliant!
I have a crowbar, I have a hammer, piston.
Well, there we go then. And at the very least, we know where we can find an anvil
Mhm.
if we need one.
Mhm.
I mean, I say we set up shop like. Is that like the ruins of a castle next to the boat?
It is some. I wouldn't say ruins of a castle. A bit of fortification,
Kiki,
perhaps.
you know what
Yeah.
you could do? You could like go around trying to collect stuff for a potion, make some healing stuff with your magic book.
I
Because
could.
I think
yeah.
I think that's one thing that we're probably lacking on, is having some healing potions would be very, very appreciated. My milk of poppy is almost gone. I only have half a pint.
I can try and source some more milk of poppy while we're here as well.
But I'm just saying, like the spells we got from that book, I think it'd be best to put them to use because some of them are very strong. And we're gonna have at least over a day building this thing, so you have a time. It's up to
Yeah,
you.
I can do the ardent water.
Yeah.
Or some Greek fire.
Okay.
I'd say it's
Yeah,
do
no.
some stuff. I just want to put that book to use somewhat,
Right. Okay. I'll tell you what. Starting with the boat. I appreciate the book is a good idea. Starting with the boat, I want Archie to do a couple. Who's going to help with the mending of the boat?
I'll help him
Okay.
because I have.
Sure.
Okay, so that's 3 of you. I want each of you to do an investigation roll for me first.
Okay.
Oh, I thought we were talking manual labor, but sounds good.
Yeah, there will be.
Yeah, this is.
but we need you to.
beforehand.
If anyone rolls really bad, I can use a charge of Flash of Genius to give you +5.
Okay.
Are we giving each other advantage, Trig?
You know what? If you're all helping each other, sure.
Me
Right,
coat roll,
I'll
man.
spend a Flash of Genius to get die up to 11 then.
Okay. For the most part, you don't really know what you're looking at, but you can certainly see that there's a big hole in the side of it, and the boat has been washed up on shore. There's a few bits broken off the back, and one of the masts seems to have snapped. Archie, with your 18, will have noticed that the rudder seems to have been detached from the tiller wheel, etc., and the rigging is seems to be lost, but it's not beyond realms of investigation of repair, and actually, it's not too bad. It seems to have been smashed up against the rocks, cut free from its anchor, and has washed ashore and been beached and holed on the side. Essentially, as long as that hole is repaired and it made waterproof again or watertight and refloated, most of the other stuff could be done and repaired fairly easily. The rudder needs work, but all of that with your mending cantrip is well and truly possible. It is, however, going to take you at least 8 hours doing a foot every minute, which is, that's Archie's going to be fucking exhausted from this, and I mean it. I'm going to give you a point of exhaustion for this day's work.
Right.
But you do this, you take your point of exhaustion, then
Go to sleep.
you exactly, you're going to have to sleep it off, and you're going to sleep well, but you are going to have a boat finished at the end. As for the manual labour, the bringing of bits of timber so that Archie can magically glue them back together again, Dye and Coat, you're going to be there alongside him working all 8 hours.
No. If he's just casting a spell over and over again, or cantrip, I don't see why he needs the help.
No, he needs bits bringing in.
The bits are spread out. You've got to collect them up.
Yep.
My fire rune might be able to help with this as well. If you
Please
read
don't
the
set the
beginning.
boat on fire.
No,
Dye.
read it. This rune magic channels a masterful craftsman of great smiths while wearing or carrying an object inscribed with the rune. Your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability checks you make that uses your proficiency with the tool. Since I'm using a tool, could this help?
You're going to be mostly carrying stuff to and from.
Okay, that's why I was just asking.
I don't. I mean, certainly, if there is any blacksmith work that needs doing, anything that needs hitting with a hammer,
because I have smith's tools.
Certainly, you may be able to do that. I think, to be honest, the mending, from what I'm reading, that mending cantrip will largely do most of it.
Okay, so never mind.
But you're going to be pretty flat out for a day. You're going to repair what is a 2-mast ship in a day. This is going to actually sort you out. You're going to need crew, but you're going to have a very seaworthy boat at the end of it.
Okay.
I could have Dye like doing some smithing work to create the nails.
Yeah. Okay.
That would be helpful.
Cool.
I do have a favour to ask for at least any other member of the party, especially if they're going to be going through town anyway. Can you get me a new pair of boots? Because
you have one.
Someone chewed up the last pair I had.
I forgot about that.
I'd like to, while I'm in town, lend some help to the townspeople, moving some of the bodies to the fire, that sort of thing. See if, there are probably some infants that need carrying that have died.
Right.
That, I can carry one of them on my own. There are going to be like whole families that have died, right?
I
like
guess.
some infants.
Yeah. I mean, sure. Why do I get a feeling something horrific and creepy is going to happen any moment?
Because to make healing powder, I need virgin blood.
I see.
Understandable. Why don't you get some from Ez?
Because he's made of metal.
Oof.
What?
You're a statue in Greece for 2,000 years. How would you know that nothing happened?
I'm fucking with you.
Dye?
I'm only messing.
Yeah, Kiki, I didn't say Archie. She said Ez.
Yeah.
Ouch. I'm feeling just a little bit attacked right now.
I'm sorry, man. Oh,
You're
it's, I
not
just,
now.
it's
okay,
right
Ez,
there,
I'm
man. I
sure-
had to do it. I had to do
It's
it.
okay, Ez. I'm sure someday you'll become a mighty wizard.
Right.
It's not exactly my plan, but okay.
Damn. Okay, Kiki. Yeah, if you want to help out and you want to go around and see if you can find any
Virgin blood.
any virgins to bleed.
Any dead children around, maybe? You know?
I'm going to ask you to do some deception rolls on that front. Unless you can come up with some clever way of disguising this.
Well,
But-
I'll stick to whole dead families so that I'm essentially mostly out of sight.
Okay. Fair enough. Don't. Yeah. Dead babies, bleeding dead babies. Might be a little bit frowned upon. But sure.
Still an assumption.
Yep.
It's fine. They're already bleeding. I'm just bottling some of it
Yeah.
discreetly before I take them off.
Okay. Roll me a deception roll.
Okay. Watch this one.
Hope not.
Oh no, we're good.
Oh, that's good.
You are good. You managed to pull off your deception, and you do find two. You assume virgins that are dead. That sort of fit the bill. 6-year-old lad, rather tragically, seems to be stone dead on his on the floor, and his younger sister, cuddled up in a in a hut that was destroyed. It looks like one of the roofing rafters fell down and clobbered both of them across the head, and
Oh,
knocked
how
them both
sweet.
stone dead. No one's yet found the bodies, and you were able to drain their blood like some sort of Nosferatu. Do you have any vessels you would be able to store such blood in?
I have several vessels. Yes, I've got empty bottles, and I've got water skins and tankards and the like.
Okay, let's say you managed to get away with about 3 pints. In that case, considering that's 22, as have lost some blood, and without sort of literally hanging them up by their feet and pumping the blood out of them and draining them to a husk, and you can get away with let's say 3 pints of virgins.
Fantastic.
Don't drink it all at once.
I'm assuming you're then going to sort of drag the bodies out and throw them on the fire before anyone notices.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. 22 deception, no problem at all. Anybody
None of
else
you
want to
think
do
you're
anything
some-
actually helpful, or are you all going to be doing
Well,
good as shit?
No, I'm helping us with the boat, so I don't know
Yep.
if
Yeah,
you want me
I
to
thought-
roll
yeah, I
smith's
am too.
tools
Yep.
or strength to carry stuff. Like I can roll smith's tools and strength if need be.
I you know what? Give me a Smith's tools roll.
Okay.
But by and large, you're not going to need to do very much other than just be there
Don't
and
roll a 1.
do minor shit.
Don't roll a 1.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank God.
Okay, you are able to fashion and straighten out any nails that need to be done. Usually for a long ship like this, you're going to need at least 100 iron nails, some deer skin, some fine wood.
Don't forget the resin.
Of course, gotta stick the boats together.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you're
Wonder what
able,
that could
and
be a reference to.
and with the combined strength of you three, plus a little bit of ingenuity, once this endeavor is finished, you are even able to float it, making use of the tide as it comes in. And by tomorrow, the boat will be afloat and actually sailable. Just about. The rigging is going to be a patchwork at best, and the sails will have been repaired. Again, a little spotty, but they'll service.
What do you mean, a little spotty?
Well, they've been through a fight and they've had to be re-sewn
Mending.
and Yeah. Is it?
Mending isn't sewing. It
is it-
doesn't leave any trace of damage.
True.
Leaving no trace of the former damage. Damn, you're right. Okay, sails and rigging are as good as new in that case. Well, apart from the fact that you're not quite familiar with how the rigging should work, but you've made do.
I don't think that's relevant.
It's a bit more sort of rigged as if it were an oldie worldy Greek sailing boat rather than a modern one, but yeah, anything that was broken has been repaired as good as new, and yeah, congratulations.
Well,
To do a quick
we made a boat. We
investigation,
fixed
see
a
if
boat.
anything important is missing, like maybe maps or other things that we might need to be able to run a boat.
I would say intuitively you know pretty full well that what you're going to need to run this boat is a capable crew.
Okay.
But everything that you need was pretty much on the boat. The captain's quarters, etc., were as they were essentially. It was a perfectly serviceable boat that was run aground, and the crew slaughtered by an army of rather savage pirates. But they didn't actually seem to take too much time plundering the boat. They just smashed it up on the shore.
In which case, I am going to turn in the captain's cabin and get rest.
Fair enough. Fair enough. During the day, Fred Johnson will be walking up and down the shoreline, inspecting what's going off, and will have made note of you guys in particular and your actions in vis-a-vis helping out the locals, putting out fires,
Carrying the
seemingly
dead.
carrying the dead and disposing of their bodies, and finds himself very surprised to see the newly rebuilt and refloated boat at the end of the shore.
Some very tired people, probably as well.
Yeah. Come the morning, the following morning, after you've all, am I right in assuming you've all gone and taken refuge on the boat to sleep that night?
Mm-hmm. This seems like the best place, honestly.
I mean, it's going to be stocked with food as well, isn't it?
Most of the food will have been spoiled, etc. This was an empty-ish boat.
Ah, well.
And yeah,
Okay,
it's
we
got a
have
big hole in
a
it, and
We
single
have the berries. Yeah,
been
we have
half,
the berries.
been half sort of sunken in seawater. Some of it might be salvageable, but by and large, you've got a boat. Don't.
Yay!
Now, the following morning, Fred Johnson is on the shore, hailing you.
Okay.
All right.
I said we go over.
I guess we respond to the hail. Good morning. What was his name? Fred.
Fred.
Morning, Fred.
On screen.
How are you?
Screen.
What?
I said his name.
He's
his
doing
name
a
is
Star
also-
Trek.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm saying it's a hail.
Yes. Uh-huh.
But we respond anyway, regardless.
Yes.
Yes, we wave at him from the deck. Ask him how he is.
No, I'm very well. I see you've repaired this ship.
Yes, it was quite a difficult endeavour. Up all night, as it were.
I noticed you working on it earlier. Well done. Well done. I might have a proposition for you. Do you know how to pilot this ship?
Well, to be perfectly honest, not completely. The design's a little bit different to the ones I'm familiar with.
Have you and
Would
your...
Maximus be able to?
It's a good question.
I don't know if there's a skill for that.
I was going to say, I don't know if there's a skill particularly. As I said, you guys would be familiar with the ships of the sort of the ages of Greece and Rome, which by and large not massively different. You are, after all,
Which is a bigger vessel.
ancient Mediterranean islanders. This is a little bit bigger, a little bit more complicated. But by and large, you're going to need crew. You'd need certainly at least, sort of, I would say 15, 20 men on this, just to be able to get the sails up and down quickly come a storm, and just various running of a ship type stuff. These things are not just a simple matter of turning the wheel and pointing it into the wind.
In fact, pointing it into the wind is the opposite of what you'd want to do.
Well,
Kiki, were you doing any Oh, you were. Yeah, the potions. Never mind. I forgot the virgin blood stuff. Never mind.
Yeah.
Did you need anything else other than virgin blood?
Yeah, I need copper sulfate.
Copper sulfate might be a bit more
ash
tricky.
for any of it.
Ash is not going to be too difficult to get hold of.
That's what I was thinking. Like, we've got a lot of ash here.
Yeah. And charcoal. You might be able to screw with some pregnant women.
Oh my god.
Did you say copper sulfate?
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine Archie may be able to replicate that on the boat during the journey if we can get the raw materials.
Yeah. No, it'd be very handy to try and get these potions for everyone.
I mean, you probably can find copper scraps at the wreckage of the blacksmith if you spend time there.
I mean, do you want me to go and see?
Might be a good idea. What do you think?
I will.
Yeah, I'll come join you. Bring the bag.
Oh, yeah. All right.
And as for what Fred's saying about needing a crew, what did he? It sounded like he had a suggestion.
Just come and see me in my office later on today. I might be able to help you with a crew. I have some sort of an offer that might help. It depends. It's just something that occurred to me. But if you're amenable, I would make you this offer.
I guess I'll look around at everyone else and see what the general feeling is. Do we want to?
He hasn't even made the offer.
We're not there, bro.
Okay. Coat and Uzalu,
aren't we?
What do you say? Should
No,
we
you're
hear
there,
out his
Coat.
offer?
You're there. I've gone off with Kiki.
Oh, okay.
collect stuff.
Well, I mean, I take no issue with listening to the offer.
Okay.
I
Sure.
mean,
Yeah, no, I think we'll be happy
I
to
don't
hear
think
your
my
offer.
people have completely learned yet to not listen to the white man's offers. So
Yeah.
Well, I guess there's that.
They still haven't completely learned. Insurrection now.
What was that, Trig?
White devils.
What? Me? Nothing. I'm not.
disconsent. Ugh.
Yep. Not
Creepy.
even that. Yep.
Just
So,
a quick question.
yes.
Does the boat have cannons?
Boat does not have any cannons. It might have had cannons, but considering the angle it was listing at when you found it, any cannons that were there on board would have probably ended up in the sea. And you certainly aren't able to see any, so no is the simple answer at this point.
They floated
Okay.
away.
I would like to at some point during the day search the boat top to bottom, see if I can find any barrels still sealed with like gunpowder in it.
Sure.
With that investigation?
Sure. Right. In there you will find a barrel of apples, a barrel of
Interesting.
rum.
Yes. Great find.
Well, that is the most
Proper
important thing.
boat. It's not a proper boat without a barrel of rum.
You will
It's true.
find all manner of ropes and tackle and wooden blocks with levers and pulleys and contraptions for dealing with and rigging ropes and so on up. Find no gunpowder aboard. This appears to have been a fairly meagre merchant vessel, built more for speed than for fighting.
It might be
Fair enough.
if we manage to keep this, we might be able to upgrade it over time.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly.
Or simply trade up by boarding a different ship while they board us and then just sailing off.
Exactly right. Early pirates didn't always have cannon on board. They would just literally rock up and board other ships, and take the other ship.
Are you Archie? This be my ship now.
Yeah, literally. If you were faster, more maneuverable, and could get next to the other ship, you don't need cannon at that point. In fact, if you're there to steal what's on board a ship, cannons are actually a liability more than anything else, because you might just sink the poor bugger.
Grape shot.
Yes. Chain shot, etc.
Rip their masts.
Grape shot. Rip their people.
I mean, chain shot will also rip their people.
Any shot will.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Grape shot was nasty though. Okay, so by and large, to sum this up, Fred Johnson is going to offer to rustle up a basic crew for you. He knows that there are a few people in town that might be able to help you, although pickings are sparse at the present moment.
For the longest time, this has felt like Mountain Blade.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, even going back to just us transporting some grain around.
It's been fun, man.
It wasn't even our grain.
Yes, I know, stealing the grain and, transporting it around. Anyway, just saying that this entire session has felt like Mountain Blade.
I can get you a captain that can navigate. Would you be wanting to keep the boat, or do we adjust after transportation? Because if I can get you a crew and a captain to get you to where you're after, well, perhaps we can come up with some sort of part ownership deal, and we can keep this endeavour on the water for you. And should you come by these ways in the future, well, maybe I can have some income for you.
What do you think, guys? Do we want to do this, or do we want to keep the boat for ourselves?
Possessions not matter to me.
I think part ownership's probably the best. If we have part ownership, they can run it and we don't have to worry too much about it.
Mountain Blade, we're buying a caravan,
but-
boys.
Buying a caravan.
We do have the risk that then if we need it, it might not be at the Colonel's fort when we need it.
By the way, since I made this character, his money has never once changed.
Fair
That is how unconcerned with possessions he is. He got that fancy spear, and that was kind of a thing that happened, and that's it.
enough. Yep. That's
Oh, and
fair.
the gloves later on people gave to him, so now
Yes.
he is stronger.
Indeed.
And you've got the coat of many pockets, right?
Usually I only have 2.
With all the patches on it.
Yeah. Was it not you that had that one?
What, is that an actual item? Coat of many pockets?
Yeah.
No. Never heard of it.
I thought we gave it to you. It had like a boat on it and stuff.
What?
The Pirate King's coat of many things. It was a +2 coat. Oh no,
I-
because you said you wore hide armor.
Who's got that coat of many things?
It's still listed in the bag of holding.
Okay.
Well, if it's made of metal, I can't use it, but otherwise I could.
It's not. It's good armor.
I have leather armor on right now.
Alright.
How good is
Only
it?
you can wear a coat over armor.
Let's have a quick look. I do need to actually finish rolling it.
Wait, what's happening?
It's just a +2 coat, isn't it?
It's essentially +2 leather armor. But in the form
Oh,
of
well, if it's just
in the form of
Sorry,
a
go on.
coat. It's in the form of a coat, and it has a large number of patches all over it, with different insignia on the outside. One of which was a boat, if you remember rightly, we used to escape the island with.
What's this island called? Or the item? Item called again?
Wait, were we able to summon a boat the whole time?
What's it called?
No.
Okay.
What's it called?
Yeah.
Oh God. Hold on a sec.
It was called the Pirate King's coat of many things.
All right, I'll carry it. Wear it. You said it functions as leather armor +2.
Yeah.
All right. I have now been promoted.
We used it once
I
for
have-
one
I have-
thing, I remember.
There you go. It's in the game chat now.
Captain.
Yes.
Though Kiki does have as well the clothing of the last captain and the captain hat, if I remember rightly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am now Captain Feather on Dot.
Excellent. In that case, what I will do is, some point this next week, I will DM you a list of all the patches that are on there.
Ooh.
There are a number of items on there, which were quite amusing, but I seem to have lost the list that I made up of, and we didn't use it last week. It's essentially the robe of useful items.
Useful.
We will cover what is on there more detail. So yeah, Fred Johnson is going to offer to part ownership this boat for you. There is one patch missing. The patch that was missing is a small boat that you use to get off the island, and next to broken up. Landed ashore after some
Then we had to
inclement
deal
weather.
with the fucking horrors.
Yes.
Or me and Kiki, by the way, went off to collect some material.
Yes, you've gone to collect some copper, bits of copper and so on from the
The
burnt
rubble
up.
and stuff around.
Yep. It's the following day. Things are slightly more. normal, shall we say, than obviously the day before. But still, it is a broken town from what it was. Roll me an investigation. Good.
Oh,
I'm assuming we're going to help each other.
Yep. Okay.
there you go.
Kiki, you have no problem in finding quite a large number of brass tacks and various other copper items that might be in blacksmithing or sold by a blacksmith. Predominantly nails. So was it just copper you were after?
Yeah, mainly. In fact, you know what? If there's like any
You can collect
silver
as much,
around as well,
yeah.
that's worth taking.
What?
For any other potions as well, by the way.
You're in a blacksmith. There is no potions in the blacksmith.
No, that's not what I said. I said just any other materials needed for other potions.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's much else in here, like metal wise. Stuff like, I mean, do they have sulfur?
Did the demons leave sulfur behind?
I mean, it's a blacksmith.
It's
Doesn't
a-
they use sulfur to enhance the flames?
I was going to say you might find various amounts of what you might have normally found, things like saltpeter and sulfur, so on in there. But it is a blacksmith that has been on fire for a good number of hours the day before, and so a lot of things are basically blackened and denatured somewhat. Certainly, you'd find plenty of copper.
What
And
should I stick on the list? Just plenty of copper.
I would say 5 pounds in weight, lbs, of copper and brass nails.
Awesome.
You also find a small lockbox in the back
Ooh.
room of Smith's. Is
Can
locked. Is difficult to open.
Can I assume
Hmm?
as that during the time that we've before we went and rested, Archie has repaired my lockpicks with mending?
Can I investigate the box?
If you ask them to, yeah. Otherwise, yeah, he wouldn't have known to do it.
You investigate the box, Di. You find that it is an iron box banded with more iron. It is only a small thing, about a foot by about 8 inches by about 6 inches. Basically a shoebox size kind of deal. But it is built like a brick shithouse, quite frankly. It is,
Does
like
it
I said,
open?
unfortunately not with a roll of 11 or even 13 where you offered assistance. No, the lock appears to be working, but it is
Could I try my smith's tools to get this open?
Sure.
I mean, you might break the lock.
Okay, what are you doing with your smith's tools to open this box?
What is in a smith's toolkit?
Basically a series of hammers, maybe some chisels.
I imagine I'm probably going to attempt to open the lock
The lock is sort of sealed
with
in,
the hammer.
covered in there. I will say this, right? You can open the box with that 26, but
Okay.
you will destroy the box in the process.
Hmm.
The box is going to essentially be split in two.
I rolled a 3 die. Like, I'll just try again later.
Oh, do you want to leave it then? I assume you stop me before I
If
break
we don't
the
want to
box.
destroy the box,
We
yeah,
can bring it back. Yeah, Ez might be able to as well.
I'll stop you from breaking it. Like we've got other ways of opening this, and it looks pretty sturdy and useful.
Alright, then I will just take the box back to the boat with those, I assume.
Like, if I give this, if I spend 10 minutes over this, I can just take a 10, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Which, yeah.
Okay, that's you stopped me from breaking it. Okay.
With the 10, you would get, what would that be? That would be 18, wouldn't it?
18. Yeah.
Yes, so you would be able to do that in 10 minutes. Yes. Yeah. And just throw the latch rather than smashing the lock open and removing the hinges and it being.
Hey, if you need it opened, I'd get it open.
Oh
Alright?
yeah,
That's
no,
all that matters.
that's what I'm saying. Is 20 certainly you would be able to rip it open. But yep.
If you want to save the box, then probably not the best. If you want me to smash it open, though, I can do that for you.
You could quite happily take it back to the ship with your bags of copper bits and so on. And
I'll carry the copper and stuff, and Kiki, you can keep the box and you figure out how to open that.
Oh, I just stuck in the bag of holding.
Okay, that's fine.
But yeah, we'll head on back.
okay, you'll get back, and at which point the whole party will be back at that point, and they will have all heard, and the offer by Fred Johnson at this point in time, and
We have it though, right?
you haven't at this point. So if you want to discuss that and work out whether or not you want to go ahead with that deal.
So I was away, so I actually don't know what the deal is. So this is very in character.
Okay, right. In that case, just to recap, Fred Johnson
Sorry.
has wandered along and seeing you've rebuilt the boat is rather impressed by that, and has said that if you would be willing to go into a part ownership deal with him, he will supply you with crew that will man the ship and that will take you to your destination, but will then run the ship as a supply vessel up and down the coast. And should you wish it, you can drop into him at any point and receive your as part owners in this vessel and its ventures.
So I assume we can get money, and also if we ever need to take a vessel, it's part of ours, so we can just use it.
It is essentially it is going to be a business venture for you. So yes.
I mean, as long as we can use it whenever.
It's not a matter of whenever. If it's there and available,
It's there, yeah.
you can't just sort of summon it, click your fingers, and the boat will appear.
I summon the boat.
If it's not there, it's not there.
I assume then the best thing to do is try and get some communications between us, like to be able to like call him over if we need to be picked up in certain areas. Would be handy.
That's possible. I assume it's possible. I know Ez has got the ability to like that.
Kind of.
I think if we're gonna do that, that's probably, if we're gonna have partial ownership, having communications is gonna be essential.
I'm also going to give you 3 options. If you take this option of running it as a business, it could be a cargo ship running supplies up and down the coast. It can be a long-distance cargo ship traveling to lands far and wide to other continents to bring back much more valuable goods. It will be a longer journey, but significantly higher payoff. And the third option is it could be a pirate/pirate hunter. Again, significantly high rewards, but also significant risk. You might lose the boat in that process. Although there's always that risk in this day and age.
Well, if we want to go with the theme of how this party acts, we could have it be a trade ship with Africa.
Oh,
Oh, oh
Think
gosh.
of how many souls we could get for how cheap.
absolutely. That is.
You only need like what, 5 more for your deal to be okay?
Well, yeah,
right?
but we could get other stuff. We could be like, hey, can we have a like model boat that when we throw it into the water turns into a proper boat, and then we can just turn it back into a boat that fits in our pocket. They'll go, yeah, 50 souls, and we'll go, done.
Mm. I mean,
I think this whole souls thing is it sounded a lot like a Ponzi scheme.
I mean, it's demons, man.
I mean,
You really surprised?
I mean, the hilarious thing is it's a doomed if you do, doomed if you don't kind of deal. It's like, oh, Kiki's going to lose her soul if she doesn't supply all these souls. She's going fucking going to hell at
But
this
I was
point in time
thinking
anyway.
No.
It makes no difference.
Well, that's only if she
What do
dies.
you mean going to hell? I've done.
The
such
angel
good
was
things.
like, "Ew, and they took the eye from you as well because they're like, I don't want to
I've
be
done
you."
such good things for this town. I've been a Samaritan. I brought them
Or you
grain
drained their
from,
children from blood, their dead children. Yeah.
helped carry them to the pyres, brought them grain that we'd obtained from a nearby town.
We
in
don't
order
need
to
to,
help them
we don't
out.
need to talk about where we obtained anything. You know, they don't need
Yeah,
to.
that's what good people say.
Yeah. You don't share trade secrets, man.
Did Robin Hood not steal from others in order to give to those in need?
Oh.
Did Robin Hood not
I'm
steal
pre-
from
I'm-
the desperately needy villagers?
And give it to the also needy people, I guess.
I'm pretty sure Robin Hood
In
never stole
exchange
the
for
blood
goods
of
and
children,
services.
Kiki.
And souls.
We do have a few.
I love the way people conflate Robin Hood as some sort of socialist. It's like no, he was like hitting
He kept
fucking
it
he was fucking hitting tax collectors and
kept it for himself. He
and
didn't
kept
give
it
it
largely
away.
for himself, and then would go and spread a bit of the wealth around in the little villages so that they liked him. I mean, he was.
I mean, that's a decent bloke.
Yeah, it worked well, but he certainly wasn't a socialist. Oh dear.
Rob from the rich because they actually had stuff to take.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say for the boat though, probably the second option will probably be the best one. Or if we can go with the first for a while and then
Okay, if you go for the second option, the long distance trader, it is not far off what Coat was saying. It is trading for India and Africa
Oh,
kind of deal.
Oh, my other homeland.
You will be able to bring back spices or farming equipment, or various other things.
or oil, or certain metals maybe.
Trust me, America has plenty of oil. They just don't realize it
Yeah,
yet.
or just metals and stuff maybe.
Well, is
Yeah,
oil even
lithium.
useful yet?
Not really. That's 100 years time at least.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's like, we're using, well, for one thing, we're using wind-powered ships. I mean,
Yeah. There are, however, places in Texas and so on, and Seneca, for example, is a classic example, where they had essentially petroleum fucking lakes that were natural, because the oil was
upgrade the
flooding up
ship
to the
over
surface.
time though, and turn it into a more sophisticated boat.
Wouldn't oil already be being used in ships in the form of tar as a sealant?
Potentially, they will be using tar and pitch and stuff.
They used to use a lot of caulking mainly for those sorts of things, and putty for a lot of the old wooden ships.
But no, one of the main things I think we need to focus on is communication with this ship.
You know what? We can make the communication boxes from the Petite Albert.
Can. What was the range on those? Was it unlimited?
Hang on, crafting. Communication boxes. Yes, please. Allows for slow communication at long range by spelling out a message letter by letter.
That's right. It was basically a Ouija board.
Yeah.
Are we going to be inventing the Enigma device a couple hundred years early?
But that's what I'm saying. S could like over time really deck the ship out.
Well, I mean,
Yes,
yes.
but Di, we're only planning to be on the boat for like a couple weeks.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just for the long haul. It's good. You know, like, a lot of stuff we could do with this. It's up to
I'm
you.
not against it. I'm just saying I don't think
Yeah,
we're going to be using it long
I
enough.
just think out of everything, just if we can get communication with it, you guys can pick whatever
Long.
option you want.
Yeah. I say long distance trade vessel, and we'll make these communication boxes. We need 2 lock boxes for it. 2 small
Well, you've
steel
got one.
boxes, a lodestone, and 2 small bells. We've got plenty of bells. We can make some steel boxes up quick.
Okay.
And where do we get a lodestone?
Basically a magnet.
Yeah, the blacksmith might have had one.
It would probably be useless after the fire, though.
Yeah.
Is there an inventor in this town?
Good question. Excuse me, I'm just munching at the moment. There
You're
might be.
eating cookies at me.
Yes, I'm eating cookies. You ate all yours.
What cookies do you have?
Kirkland variety chocolate cookies.
Oh.
From
Oh,
Costco.
those are nice.
Yeah, they are. Okay, 2 questions. If you're going for long distance travel, trade, so say to and from India or Africa or somewhere, the communication box might not be massively useful, as if they're sort of 3/4 of the way over to Africa and you're there going, oh, come back, we need you. And it's going to be, well, I'll be back in 3 weeks' time if I turn around now, or 6 weeks' time if I actually complete the voyage and do the.
Well, just
trip.
having that information would be
Why don't
handy
we?
in and of
Why
itself.
don't we just have them do the short journey ones for the time being until such time where we think we won't need them?
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea. We'll do short distance, and we'll make the boxes on the way. We can.
And then when we're
Can we do
going
an
more
investigation check to find like an inventor's and a lodestone in town?
when we go further inland, we could probably send it off on longer voyages.
Mm-hmm.
The 19 investigation.
There was indeed an inventor in town.
Was or is?
Was, I'm afraid.
Shall we go check out his place?
Yeah, perception maybe, or
I'm
investigation.
going to go with Kiki as to check out whether his workshop is or was.
Yeah, I'm going to do an investigation, see if I can find like a lodestone in the ruins.
Okay.
That's a 13 if Ez is helping, but Ez can also roll, right? That's a 13 if I'm
13.
helping.
I'm going to spend one of my flash of geniuses, so that's an 18.
Okay. I'll let you find a lodestone. They're not difficult to find. They are essentially a magnet.
Do we find anything else of interest
Do we need 1 or 2 loaded stones, Kiki? By the way.
Is it a ruins or is it actually just a building that's intact?
It's actually
one
an
lodestone,
intact
actually.
building. It was
Ooh.
a fairly innocuous storefront. Or actually, house rather. In one of the nicer parts of town, and in fact, the only reason you noticed it was you recognised the symbol carved into the woodwork above the doorframe.
Oh, is it the people? The electrolyzers.
It is indeed a property with an insignia of the electrolyzers.
Great. There are 2 things I want to look for here in particular.
Mm-hmm.
One is, do I find one of those electric backpacks that I could use to make another Sparky?
You don't find a backpack, but you do find one of the machines you saw them using in the The first time.
That
when
was
they
the
just-
second thing I was going to ask about. Because I'd like to silver Dai's new longsword.
Mhm.
Can you do some
Yes,
bullets
please.
as well?
I suppose I can if Trig says I can.
If you want to sit there and use it in the house, yes. If you want to during the
more
dead of
thinking about-
night move it over to your ship, you could also try and do that. So I would have you roll for
We
that
should
one.
get, yeah, we should get it on the ship though, because having that
Um,
would be handy.
I'm going to suggest that before we start looting the inventor's house for stuff, we just to sway anyone. I still got my fake electrolyzer badge, so I could just say I'm part of the same organization. You know, so
Yeah,
so
if
people
we're
don't think we're
questioned.
stealing.
No, they question us. Yeah.
So we won't have to do it in the night then.
That's far better than my idea of putting googly eyes and a fake mustache on it.
You put googly eyes on everything, Kiki.
Yeah.
I just heard angry Trig noises there.
Googly eyes on everything.
Yeah, guys, and that includes Uzalu and Coat as well. Do we want anything silver plated?
My sword.
Ass cheeks.
I don't know if silvering
so
armor
did you-
would be handy or not. Probably.
Uzalu,
Let-
you want to silver plate your ass cheeks? Is that what you just said?
Not mine.
The bullets would be very handy.
The bullets, I agree.
You could silver plate your face.
Archie could.
Hmm.
How you like a new look? It's like
Yeah,
makeup.
but that would require me taking off a cursed item, which I can't do.
Doesn't silver have an effect against magic in most settings?
It certainly has an effect against certain magical
Is
creatures.
he really? I thought he was able to take the mask.
Make a
off.
silver
I'm
crowbar and
physically
pry it off.
capable. I'm physically capable of taking it off, but with cursed items, you as the person with the curse, you really don't want to be parted from it.
You don't want to be
Yeah, but
parted from it. You can take it off
You're
as
not
long
being
as it stays on your presence, on your person. However, taking it off will make people go, "Holy crap, that guy's made of bronze," because they'll be able to see your face again.
So the curse on the hockey mask doesn't make me want to wear it then.
It does.
But like you're able to take it off for works and stuff like that because it's still on your person. Nobody's taking it for.
I would make you do a wisdom saving throw to take it off.
What's the advantage of silver plating it?
What, your face? Oh, so you wouldn't be a horrible brown color anymore.
Yeah, you should do this. I think it's more worth it.
What? I thought you said it was white.
Not the mask. You can't silver plate the mask. Plastic. Well, it's wood or whatever it is. I was saying your face, your body.
Why would I want a silver?
So you wouldn't be a disgusting brown. You just said it.
What's Trig? What have you got against bronzed figures?
Upgrades, people.
Yeah.
Oh, die.
Yes.
We may not have found any milk of poppy in town, but I've just noticed I've got 2 doses of peyote in my inventory.
Oh yes, I have. I think some of that as well in my inventory.
If we're looking for more ingredients and we've got an intact inventor's workshop, what is it you need exactly?
Copper sulfate.
Bottle off, no problem at all.
There we go. Problem solved.
Silver nitrate.
Fantastic.
Bottle of, pint of.
I do have some. silver.
Oh, cyanide.
I do have some silver nitrate though as well.
Are we planning on taking any pictures?
Your investigation, unfortunately, does not find you any cyanide with just 13.
I rolled an 18, remember, +5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So are you taking the thing back to the ship?
Yeah, and as I say, I don't see why we need to be all sneaky about it. This is electrolyzer property, and I'm clearly a member of the electrolyzers. Here's my badge to prove it.
There is a marking on the machine that looks a lot like your badge as well. So yeah, if anybody does trouble you in any way, shape, or form, it would not be too much of a difficulty or a hardship to convince them otherwise. As it is,
And I just said, go on.
as it is, nobody really bothers you. They just sort of nod and smile and so on. You've actually been relatively helpful around town, and people are already talking about that group that were able to summon the rain and put out all the fires. And I wouldn't say celebrity as such, but perhaps a certain amount of notoriety has come from your group that have managed to put out a fire by summoning the rain and then built a ship from a wreck in the same day. A task that pretty much everyone thought was impossible, and that ship was destroyed. Fred Johnson, who seems to be the big man in town, seems to speak very highly of you and has spent a good deal of time talking to you about various things. And your people will leave you to go about your business unmolested.
Don't
Well, it's
forget,
nice
we also
to
helped.
finally be Go on.
We also helped carry the children, the poor children, into
Oh,
the fire.
God.
Yes. Yes.
All I can say is it's nice that we're finally creating a good legend about ourselves for once.
I was gonna say it's nice to have people not hate us immediately.
Yeah. It's funny that, isn't it?
And all we had to do
Was
was
not
try and
murder everybody. Yes.
all we had to do was try and smash their door down.
See, I totally said that Uzalu was a good idea.
All I did was act like a normal human being. How
That's
can
what
it
we
be?
need. That's what we need, man.
Is there anything else?
The most amazing part was
of-
that you guys went along with it and didn't try to extort them with the grain or something.
Yeah, no, that is.
I know, right?
Rick, is there enough base materials that I could perhaps construct one of those electric backpacks out of raw material?
If you want to dismantle the machine, you could probably take the workings out of it and build it into a backpack of sorts.
Maybe not yet.
Let's make that a plan B.
It is certainly the same sort of equipment in just a different format. You might be able to. Certainly, I would allow you to take and put in your backpack an assortment of electrolyzers raw materials. Bottles, flasks, valves, some wiring.
I do have
and so
a
on.
pint of silver nitrate as well. If you wanna.
If you are able to investigate the machine for long enough, which is essentially a big Van de Graaff generator of sorts with some capacitors.
I mean, you could be doing all that while we're on sea.
Absolutely. These are all things that you've got plenty of time to investigate and do, and quite probably will have a rough idea of how to construct, and maybe you've even got enough parts in the assortment of parts that you had to fashion something similar, at least. So, are you going to take Fred up on his offer?
If we can make those communication devices, then
Yeah, we can. We've
Yeah.
got all the
I
bits now.
think we may as well.
Okay.
But
It just
it's,
takes it takes a week to make them, which we can do while we're crossing the sea.
Yes.
true. And we already have one lockbox, right?
Yep.
we do.
Didn't you find a lockbox?
We did. That's Kiki's probably going to be.
We
opening
can
that
we can make
exactly.
another one.
Well, we have one as well once it's opened.
We'll get to that in a moment. You,
Yeah.
I'm assuming, have told Fred that you are amenable to his offer.
Yeah.
He looks up with glee when you go into his office to tell him that yes, Yes, setting up a business seems like a great idea. It's fantastic. So, coastal shuttling of goods and services, pirating, or local defense, or are we going for the long haul work?
We're gonna go for the beginning. Who's gonna stay close to the coast, and then once
Yeah.
we're more inland, we'll send them off on a longer voyage.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It's not really a ship for long crossings to Africa anyway. Fairly good decision. And if we can build up some wealth and maybe get a bigger boat or a fleet of ships, then go for the bigger bucks. Quite agree. Quite agree. Okay, well,
I see you're thinking
We're go-
long term.
I
We're
have
gonna have communication devices as well implemented in too.
He
It'll
looks at you with
take a week
slight
to
amount
make
of
them.
confusion there. Because I will. Okay.
Well, because they're gonna have to learn as well how to use that thing to be able to communicate with us. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
no point hiding that.
He's not. He's just going to sit at the port here and deal with it. That's going to be between you and the captain.
Yeah.
He's going to go right. Well, I'm rather glad you said this. It just so happen to have had some paperwork drawn up for just this occasion. All we really need to do now is come up with a name for the company, a name for the boat, and a signature on the bottom of this piece of paper right here for your little organisation, and we'll get everything sorted out and up and running. I'll go and rustle up some men, and we'll get you to.
So we have to come up with the name of the organization and boat. Okay.
Yeah. Company name, boat's name.
Perhaps this is a good thing to think about over the time between this session and the next.
Indeed.
Yes.
Quite right.
Hello again.
Welcome back, Coat. So, yeah, just to quickly fill you in, Coat, you've taken up the offer, and Fred Johnson has asked you to come up with a company name and a name for the boat, and they will have a crew rustled up for you promptly and a captain, and get you on your way down south. Quite rightly.
This is
Zeus.
definitely an endeavour, isn't it?
Is indeed. And yeah. So, were you thinking, should we wrap it up there? You know what? It's half 12.
Fine with me.
Listen, what was
I think
the
we're at a
name
good
of
stopping
the what we called the ship in Wizards in Space? What name did we have for it?
That was the enrichment.
Enrichment.
I mean,
Was
that's
your,
not a terrible name for
was
this
teamation.
or the company.
Yeah, I think we should all come up with a few funny names or ideas for the company name and then the ship.
Okay. Well, I will leave you guys to discuss that over the week. If you can come back to me.
Evergreen.
Sure.
Oh, God.
For which one?
I suppose if we
Well,
ever
either.
need to block a canal.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's a bad omen, guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. It's
Start
all
if
right.
you
We
mean to
won't
go
let
on.
Di be in charge of the boat.
Oh no. Don't want that. So we calling it here?
I think we call it here. I know I've had quite a long day and I'm feeling it's sleepy.
This was a good session.
It was, and it wasn't in the least bit murderous, which was a nice change for you.
It was a nice
It was
change.
close.
It was close. I've got a feeling I suspected you were about to hack your way into the manor house, and everything would go horribly to pot.
That's why you had
It did
the
feel like
process.
it might have been going that way if I hadn't have called out.
It did feel a little like it. And yeah.
Di was going, oh, here's Johnny on things.
Isn't that my job
I
now?
was having a fight with the door, okay?
I was sat there going, Christ, did
Yeah,
they
and the
learn
door
nothing
won.
from last episode?
You mean this was like last episode? The door was actually secretly a really powerful entity.
Well,
Dude, I thought the door was alive with the way he was describing it.
It's like if we
door
had
was
attacked the
fighting
door, it
back.
would have come alive and killed you,
well,
Di.
no, because you kicked against the door and got a 9, and basically you just
And then I re-kicked it.
yeah,
like,
it was
something else.
literally like kicking a rock at that.
Yeah. I did make it shudder towards the end, though.
Yes,
A few
well
more
done.
hits would have got it in, I think.
I still think if you'd drawn your longsword and your greatsword and just hacked at it, you would have gotten through it in no time.
The 4 guards that
No,
were
she would
behind
have rolled a double
I wasn't
one
risking
and broken
like
her
rolling
sword.
a 1 and then Trig being like, "Oh, your other sword shattered."
No, I was just gonna have the 4 guards on the other side of the door shoot you through the door.
That would have worked.
Yeah.
We knocked, you know.
Yeah.
So, Di, you've got a silver sword again.
Yes. Yes.
How many
And
silver
how many
bullets do we
silver?
get?
Yeah.
Or you will have once you've gone to
Yeah,
sea and got it up and running. Yes, certainly the next time you get into a fight, you will have a silver sword.
Oh God.
So yeah,
Just
homework.
suggest.
Sorry,
Yep.
Son. I was going to say homework for next week is name of company, name of boat, and
I think we all should definitely try and come up with something together. Be
Yeah.
fun.
I know. I kind of like enrichment.
Enrichment. Like I said, the boat can be called.
The
We have 2
Feather on
names.
Dot Trading Company.
No.
Calling
Yeah,
it the
we
enrichment
trade-
would be a nice homage, but I also feel like it's
Uh,
kind of taken. You already have a
I
ship
quite-
called enrichment.
True.
I quite like the Feather on Dot Trading Company. We trade feathers on dots.
Yes.
The American Indian Trading Company.
I was thinking Indian Trading Company, actually. Yeah.
The Far West Trading India Trading Company.
East America Trading Company.
Yes.
How about the Pirates Are Puffs Trading Company?
No, it doesn't have a nice ring to it.
I don't know. I was trying to think of a good acronym. That's always a good one. Oh, it's this, and that. Oh, okay. That means twats.
Yeah.
Oh yes, the Trotter Independent
Independent
Traders.
Exactly. Yeah.
What?
Reminds me of a different game where we were coming up with a name for our party, and we ended up because we wanted a team to be the acronym, so we ended up with Total Equine Abolition Militia because our first mission involved killing a horse. Well, a horse monster, I should say,
Ah. I see.
not just a horse.
Oh,
It wasn't
God.
just a normal poor horse.
No,
was
it
a
was a
D&D I was
very,
in-
very vicious horse
It
monster.
was a
thing.
D&D I was in a year or so ago, where a couple of years ago now, where
By the way, I actually
one
do
of the
have to
players.
go now, so I will talk to you guys later.
See you, Coat.
I hate to
All right,
say,
dude.
one of the players,
it
their
easy, dude.
characters had never left and been left like high society and gone to the countryside. So the GM just described cows to them in horrific detail, as if they were a monster, and this
Oh
person
my
was
God.
out in the fields hacking these cows to pieces.
Excellent.
Christ.
Right. I'm going to end the stream at this point and bid
Alright.
everyone a good night. We've had 2 concurrent viewers throughout the entire stream, and at one point 13
One of them wasn't
people.
me either.
You
said 13.
13.
Ooh,
Oh, good
okay.
God.
We
Very lucky.
actually get quite a few views overall, so I'm going to bid our glow in the dark viewer and Vinny Kitty, whoever they are. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. And thanks for guys for playing. A fun episode. You didn't.
And we actually
murder.
did some useful stuff. We got a boat. We got some stuff.
You found a pre-massacred town and didn't make everyone's life worse.
We got a
All right.
boat. We
Here's
got the blood of some virgins.
Well, one of us did.
Uh-huh.
Here's the preliminary attempt I have at a funny ship name, a funny company name. So the Lord Christian's around, right? So we try and appeal to that.
Mhm.
It's the Truth Way Atlantic Traders.
Truthway Atlantic Traders is not terrible.
Twat.
Or
Yeah.
twat for short.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, not bad. I will leave it up to you to whether or not you want to go with that or find another one or whatever by next week. But we'll hopefully get you to sea. Hopefully not have you eaten by krakens on the way there.
Skull
And-
might appear at some
And
point.
eventually we might be able to get Skull to come in and do a bit of a cameo and get the Colonel side of things up and running. It's only been about a month and a half since he was supposed to be slated in for that.
You
but,
Yeah.
wait. We'll get to the Colonel, and we will, having finally reached it, find that Skull is no longer available.
Yeah, I know, right?
Sounds like something would happen. Like, something like that would happen. Yeah.
Yep. We will see what because he's got two big missions. They're proper minor sort of missions sorted out already. For you guys, which should take a couple of sessions each.
Okay.
So fingers crossed that will all work out well. Anyway, I'll end the stream here and bid everyone a
Good
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Right, okay, so that is done. Yep,